The rising sophomore right-hander from Vanderbilt, Chase Huff, in his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. Huff extends the arms, 6'4", 210 pounds, rocks and fires. First pitch, fastball spiked in the dirt for ball one. Let's look at the Orleans lineup on your screen. Kelly Nicholson once again trying to shake things up and get this offense rolling amid a 6-game losing skid. 1-0 the count to Hurtubise. Here's the pitch. Fastball runs tight, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Hurtubise 3 for his first 12 in the Orleans uniform. Started this summer with the Harwich Mariners. Rising senior out of Army. Huff a deep breath. Here's the 2-0. Fastball runs low and outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Whitecaps struck for 2 runs in the top half of this inning. First 3 base runners reached safely for Brewster. Pair of doubles sandwiched a hit by pitch. Then a ground out brought home the second Whitecaps run. 3-0 the count. Here's the offering. Fastball upstairs, ball 4. Jacob Hurtubise works his second free pass in his Orleans career, and the Firebirds a leadoff base runner in the home half of the first.
Yeah, Hurtubise just being patient at the dish. Takes a couple balls, and we're able to work a walk. And Huff had that problem back at Vanderbilt as well. Too many walks issued back at Vanderbilt.
Huff walked 15 guys in just 17 innings in this freshman season for the Commodores. First pitch to Zach Britton, fastball on the outside corner, called strike 1. Britton's Louisville Cardinals faced off against the Vanderbilt Commodores in the College World Series, with the Commodores coming out on top, advancing all the way to the College World Series final, and beating Michigan 2-1 in the series. Huff just made 7 appearances for Tim Corbin's club, 4 starts, went 2-0 with a 6.75 ERA. 0-1, breaking ball bounces low, smothered by the catcher Auerbach, and it's 1-1. Let's give you the Whitecaps' defensive alignment. The outfield from left to right, Jesse Franklin, Duke Ellis, and Tyler Gentry. The infield, Tyler Hardman at third, Gage Workman the shortstop, Marcus Castanon at second, Eric Fago at first, and Brett Auerbach, the battery mate to Chance Huff. Huff set from the first base side of the rubber. 1-1 to the left-handed swinging Zach Britton. Runner going, fastball up and out of the zone. Auerbach snatches his down. Throw into center field. And Hurtubise steals second, but will put on the brakes there. It's his first stolen base as an Orleans Firebird.
We haven't seen the Firebirds run that often on the base pass, but now that Hurtubise has entered this lineup, adds an extra guy with some speed. You see them test the waters here throughout the rest of this game with Auerbach, a guy that usually plays the outfield behind the dish tonight.
Firebirds 9th coming into tonight in stolen bases in the Cape. Just 16, make it 17 after the swipe by Hurtubise. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses above the letters, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Zach Britton 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts last night against the Chatham Anglers. Britton hitting .244 on this summer with 7 RBIs in his first 10 games. It's a pretty high mark on this Orleans club. Max Triani leads the way with 9 RBIs. Shortstop Workman holding Hurtubise on. 3-1. Breaking ball nips the inside corner. Britton got ready to toss the bat, and the count runs full. Britton has been a doubles machine so far. 4 two-baggers in his first 10 games. That's in the top 10 in the Cape, and Britton a late arrivee with the Cardinals making the College World Series. Hurtubise extending his lead off of second base. Huff set at the belt, payoff pitch. Fastball flared down the left side. This will run out of play over Route 28 and into the woods, and we'll do it again. Firebirds and Whitecaps split the first 2 games of this season series. They haven't met officially since June 15th. I know the Whitecaps wish they were up 2-1, and they were 4 outs away from doing that. Game at Stony Brook Field the following week got postponed due to rain in the middle of the contest. Payoff pitch, fastball lined over the head of the first baseman Fago down the right field line for a base hit. Hurtubise busting around from third. The throw will go into second. Sliding feet first with an RBI double is Zach Britton, and the Birds are on the board. It's 2-1 here in the first.
Well, we call Max trying the singles machine. Zach Britton is a doubles machine. Out there, grabs a two-bagger, drives in a run as well. And the Firebirds have cut this Whitecaps lead in half here in the early goings. That's a positive sign for Kelly Nicholson's ball club.
Double number 5 for Zach Britton. That puts him in the top 5 in the Cape Cod Baseball League. And still nobody down in the last of the first at Eldridge Park. And Max Stroiani, who has been the Birds' best hitter this summer, digs in from the right side. Right-hander Huffstead on the mound, first pitch. Looping curveball that stays upstairs for ball 1. Stroiani batting .311 so far this summer for Orleans. Has reached base in 9 consecutive ball games. Picked up, of course, another single last night against Chatham, but almost hit his first home run of the summer. Crushed a ball to deep right center field that held in the yard. Any other ballpark it probably leaves, but was enough space for Cooper Davis to race it down. Tying run on second base, nobody down in the last of the first. The 1-out. Breaking ball blooped out to left field. Franklin on the run. He's charging in, makes the catch in stride for the first out of the inning.
Well, that ball towards the left fielder, Jesse Franklin, just hung up a bit too long. Sharani caught it off the edge of the barrel. Looped it out to left field, but Franklin able to read it quickly off the bat, charging in and makes the catch.
It's now Raymond Gill, who was scratched late yesterday, will dig in from the right side. Good to see Ray back in there for his first game in the last 3 days. Gill batting .235 this summer with 3 long balls and 9 runs driven in. Here's the first pitch to Gill. Breaking ball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Firebirds trail the Whitecaps 2-1 in the home half of the first. Gill his last time out, removed from that game against Yarmouth Dennis at Eldridge Park. It's taken after his first time around the dish. Was limping a little bit down the first base line. First baseman out of the University of Miami. No batting gloves tonight from the right side. Just red tape at both wrists. And Huff steps off the rubber, trying to get the signs once again from Auerbach. Britton on at second after the RBI 2-bagger. Second baseman Marcus Castanon holding him off. Huff extends the arms. Now he's set at the belt. Right-hander kicks and fires 0-1. Fastball misses up and away above the letters of Gill, and it's 1-1. Ray 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts in the first 2 games against the Whitecaps this summer. All-ACC third-team selection in his sophomore campaign. Drove in 44 runs for the Hurricanes. Righty-on-righty matchup. Huff checks on the runner at second. The 1-1 coming. Breaking ball flared down the right side and out of play, and it's 1-2. Orleans offense the last few days, not their biggest weakness, but certainly hasn't necessarily been their strength. Firebirds just scratched across 1 run against Chatham last night in a 6-1 loss. Then against the YD Red Sox, they put 2 runs on late, but fell 5-2. Here's the 1-2. Fastball skips past the catcher. Auerbach rolls to the backstop. Britton will advance to third on the pass ball. And the count's 2-2.
Yeah, the Firebirds had a hit in yesterday's ball game. They just couldn't put across a couple more runs. And a lot of these games with the Firebirds, it's been late runs for them. So it's great to see them get one here in the first inning now. With Britton over at third base, a chance for Gill to drive him in with a fly ball.
Ray is tied for the team lead with 9 RBIs. Chance to become the first Bird in double digits. Huff out of the windup, 2-2. Fastball on the outside corner, ring him up, strike 3. Gill left the bat on the shoulder. Huff blew the heater on the outside part of the plate, and there's 2 away.
Just a good pitch there by Chance Huff. Late call by Alexander Medina, the home plate umpire, rings up Ray Gill. Pitch just catches the outside edge.
So now that will bring up Trevin Esqueda, who's the DH tonight for Kelly Nicholson's club. Trevin 2 for his first 7 for the Firebirds this summer. Here's the first pitch. Fastball runs inside, plunks Esqueda on the inner knee. He'll trot down to first base, and the Birds runners on the corners. So I'm sure Orleans will take that. Obviously doesn't produce a run for the Birds, but still puts runners on the corners with 2 away.
Might hurt a little, but Firebirds just trying to manufacture a run here any way they can and get as many base runners on as you can.
It's now Rob Emery who will do the catching tonight for Orleans. Digs in for his first time. Huff working out of the stretch with runners on the corners and 2 away, with the Birds trailing the Whitecaps 2-1. First pitch to Emery. Curveball misses upstairs for ball 1. Rob got the night off last night. It was David Avidia behind the dish. Kelly Nicholson continues to shuffle his catchers and give them adequate rest. Emery hitting .244 this summer with a home run, and that blast came against his Whitecaps club at Stony Brook Field. 1-0 the count to the 6-hole hitter Emery. The pitch. Fastball runs up and in. Plunks Emery on the forearm, and back-to-back hit by pitches, and the Birds have loaded the bases.
Yeah, not too often do you see a pitcher come and plunk back-to-back hitters, especially with a runner on third base. But this is a big situation here for the Firebirds. They have the bases loaded, but with 2 outs. This is one of those spots where Tanner Murray, the third baseman, needs to come up big here for the Birds.
It's now a chance for Tanner Murray, who earlier today, or at least the video was released earlier today, sat down with Scotty Gage on round 2 of Bird Bites to talk about his inspirations away from the baseball diamond. Bases full of Birds with 2 away in the last of the first. First pitch to Murray. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. So Murray, the 7th batter this inning for the Birds. Third baseman out of UC Davis. He's batting .208 this summer. Starting his 17th game for Orleans. Sporting the high red socks from the right side. Right-hander Huff out of the stretch with the bases full. The 1-0. Fastball over the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1. Now we've seen a couple times during this losing streak for Orleans, they've had some good chances. They had the bases loaded and have not been able to score. Double plays have really been a killer as well the last couple games. 2 double plays last night that the Birds hit into against the Chatham A's. Here's the 1-1 to Murray. Looping curveball drops in on the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Now we talked about how Huff struggled with his command at Vanderbilt as a true freshman. 15 walks in 17 innings, a whip of 179. One of the more highly touted arms in his class did just not figure it out in his rookie campaign for the Commodores. 2-1, Brewster leads over Orleans in the bottom half of the first, but the Birds have the bases full and 2 away. 1-2 to Murray. Curveball smacked into center field for a base hit. Britton trots home from third, getting the wave around is Esqueda, the throw to the plate, offline. A 2 RBI single for Tanner Murray, and the Birds have taken the lead. It's 3-2 here in the first.
And that's a big momentum swing for the Firebirds. Again, a team that has struggled to put up runs during this 6-game losing streak, especially after Brewster put up a 2 spot in the top half of this first inning, and the Firebirds come right back with some runs of their own.
So now Shea Whitcomb, the 8th man to dig in for Orleans in this inning, will take his first licks at the dish. And maybe that's what the Firebirds needed, a crucial hit with runners in scoring position. 2 on with 2 away, and Orleans on top of Brewster 3-2. Righty on righty matchup. Huff checks on the runner at second. First pitch to Shea Whitcomb. Breaking ball misses above the belt for ball 1. Whitcomb hit a home run last night for Orleans, his 2nd round tripper of the summer, and he's starting to heat up for the Birds as well. Started this summer, 1 for his first 13, since then batting .310. Shortstop at a UC San Diego. Wide stance from the right side. The right leg back on the right-handed batter's box, right on the chalk. The left foot creeping up, almost on the vertical line on the left side. 1-0, fastball up in the zone, cut on by Whitcomb, and it's 1-1. Whitcomb, a multi-hit performance last night as well. Racked up a base hit. That was part of a game where the Firebirds out-hit the Anglers as well. Despite out-hitting the Anglers, Orleans fell 6-1, and again, errors have been a problem for the Birds during this 6-game slide. Murray aboard at first, Emery off of second with 2 away. 1-1 to Whitcomb. Curveball misses upstairs, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. If you're Adam Simoneris, you got to feel pretty good right now. Did not have your best stuff in the first. Got tagged for 2 runs, but your offense got you the lead.
It's a brand new ball game.
2-1 the count to the Firebirds' 8-hole hitter. Huff working meticulously, 2-1. Fastball popped on behind the plate. The catcher Auerbach giving chase, sheds the mask, makes the grab, and the side is retired. But the Firebirds take the lead. Orleans scores 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After 1, Orleans leads Brewster 3-2, and let's send it over to the good luck charm Scotty Gage after Tanner Murray's 2 RBI single.
Are you calling me the good luck charm?
Yeah, I think so. Tanner Murray, bird bites, delivers a 2 RBI single.
Yeah, okay, you're right. That's the first, I guess, point of business here. Tanner Murray's bird bites officially came out today. He talks about his love for design, his love for just most of all being a happy person, and his quest for being a happy person in all phases of life. So that was really fun to be with him and talk about that, of course, at the NAC right here in Orleans. But also today was edition 3, the filming, the sit down, the lunch. I'm still full from my lunch at the NAC. I had an avocado cheeseburger with Max Troiani, who's out in left field today. And we really talked about his quest for success. He's a guy that had a very, very amazing internship in the finance world that he turned down to stay here and pursue his dream. So he talked about the differences between his baseball dream and his love for finance and his quest for success in both ends of that spectrum. His family, too. He's got an older brother, Zach, a younger brother, Asher, a really close family. So it was fun to talk to him about all that stuff. And before I go, I think for all the family members watching this, they probably are wondering, how can we follow this team more? On Twitter, we are at Firebirds CCBL, as in the Cape Cod Baseball League. We tweet, gosh, Josh, you know, we tweet 30 times a day at Firebirds CCBL, and on Instagram it's at Firebirds with a little underscore CCBL. So that's the best way to follow the team throughout all phases of every day. And also you can watch our game streams right here. Guys, we'll send it back to you. It's just some housekeeping here as a good first inning for the Birds.
30 is an understatement, but we'll take that as the number. Bottom third of this Whitecaps lineup. First pitch from Adam Simoneris, grounded down the right side past the dive of Raymond Gill for a base hit. Workman charging to second. This ball runs out of play. It's a ground rule double for Gage Workman, and for the second consecutive inning, the Whitecaps a leadoff double.
Yeah, Gage Workman, he once again jumping on a first pitch from Simoneris. Pushes it down the right field line, and ball just trickles into the hill up on the right field corner, and smart play by Troiani. Don't try to go into the ground and fend it out when Work can stop at second base.
It's now Christian Malfetta, the DH from Stanford, will dig in for the first time tonight. And Simoneris has to rear down big time. Does not have his normal command. First pitch to Malfetta. Fastball down the chute for strike 1. Malfetta in his 4th go-around in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Might be the first ever player to do that. Now, granted, you have to think about it. You have to be a redshirt in order to play 4 different summers in the Cape. Lefty on righty matchup here in the top of the first. The 0-1 to Malfetta. A fastball chopped off his right side into fair ground, but it's a foul ball, and it's 0-2. And this 4th go-around has treated Malfetta just a little better than the first 3. The rising redshirt senior hitting .300 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. Playing his 10th game for the Whitecaps. It's his 3rd summer in Brewster. Spent his 1st summer in the Cape with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Just played 3 games and got 6 ABs. He's played 49 games the last 2 summers. And this is game 59 in the Cape after 10 in 2019. 0-2 the count, the pitch. Fastball runs up and away, and it's 1-2.
There was a broadcaster for Brewster that I think stopped 2 years ago. He graduated from Keene State. He was here for, I want to say, almost 5 or 6 years. Started doing stuff in high school for the Whitecaps. Small things, you know, on air, like stats and stuff like that, and moved into the full-time broadcast role, I want to say, like 3 or 4 years.
Seminaris rocks and fires the 1-2. Breaking ball that Malfetta lays off of. And it's 2-2. And on occasion, you'll see 2-year Cape Cod Baseball League players. That's fairly common. Firebirds with a couple of them this summer. Andrew Abbott, who's with Team USA right now, and Eddie McCabe, technically, after playing a game last year with Orleans. 2-2 the count to Malfetta. Workman dancing off a second. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Malfetta doesn't like the call, but once again, Adam Seminaris beautifully paints the inside part of the plate for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Adam Seminaris painting the inside corner like Pablo Picasso out there. That's what he does best, carving up the glove of Rob Emery. Wherever he puts it, Seminaris will put it right there.
So we mentioned a 2-year Cape Cod Baseball League player. Here's one himself, Duke Ellis. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Ellis spent 2018 with a good 2 at Cavaliers, hit .279 in 26 games, making his Brewster Whitecaps debut tonight. Rising senior out of Texas, hit .266 this past season for the Longhorns. Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 3-2 with a runner on second and 1 away in the top of the second. 1-0. Fastball over the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1. So the only other 3-year player that I can think of in the Cape right now is Austin Langworthy on Falmouth. 3 consecutive seasons with the Falmouth Commodores. Now Malfetta has played 3 with Brewster and an additional 1 with Hyannis. He might be the first ever player to play 4 years on the Cape.
Gonna have to ask John Garner from the Cape League, the historian for them.
I don't think he's going to know, to be honest with you. 1-1, fastball above the letters. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
We have to go back to, could probably have to say, from in the modern era of the Cape League.
But even
going back to the 80s.
You got to think about it, that in order to accomplish this task, you have to redshirt at one point and be there as a true freshman. Not many true freshmen in this league to begin with. And then how many of those guys will redshirt too? 2-1 the count to the 9-hole hitter, Ellis. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball tails off the plate, and it's 3-1. So Adam Seminaris has not walked a batter this summer. He's now pitched 20 innings. He's behind on Ellis, 3 balls and 1 strike. One of just 2 left-handed swingers in this lineup. And lefties this summer off of Seminaris, 1 for 18. Here's the 3-1. Fastball paints the outside part of the plate, and the count runs full. So are we even surprised that that pitch was a strike? Seminaris' command has been sharp through his first 5 starts now. And maybe that's kind of the problem tonight against Brewster. They know he's going to throw strikes and swing early. Seminaris checks on the runner at second. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball chopped to the left side. Murray, the third baseman, fields it in fair ground. Throw on to first, scooped out by Esqueda for the second out of the inning. So Raymond Gill was listed at first base. Trevin Esqueda over there scoops it out. So a late switch from Kelly Nicholson, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, Esqueda, a nice pick over there after Tanner Murray left it a little bit short, but tough play by Murray. Ball just able to stay in fair ground. Murray comes around it, sets his feet, and throws it over, and now Seminaris just 1 out away from working around the leadoff double from Gage Workman.
Now the question becomes, was that change made in-game or right before? Because if it's in the game, the Firebirds have forfeited their DH the rest of the way. So the Firebirds, for the second time in the last week, going to intentionally walk someone. They issue an intentional walk to Brett Auerbach, who rocketed a double, to set up the lefty-lefty matchup against Jesse Franklin. Very experienced hitter in the Cape. Batted .302 last summer. That was the 3rd-team All-Big Ten selection this past year at Michigan. Lefty-on-lefty matchup with 2 away. First pitch, fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. Again, Seminaris has only surrendered 1 hit this summer to left-handed swingers. 1 for 19 now. Gonna call it a hunch that Kelly Nicholson knows. Firebirds 3, Whitecaps 2. 2 on with 2 away in the top of the second. Now the other thing too, that's Adam Seminaris' first walk in the CCBL. 0-1 breaking ball cut on and missed, and it's 0-2. Now how sad is that? Seminaris' stretch without allowing a walk, snapped because of an intentional free pass.
Go back to the tough things about baseball. That's one of them.
Seminaris ahead of Franklin, 0-2. Southpaw checks on the runner at second. Ruxin fires. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in the right-handed batter's box. Emery slides to a knee to block it down, and it's 1-2.
Well, another interesting thing about Seminaris, it's a leadoff hitter. They're batting .263 with runners on base, only hitting under 100, and they only had 83 points.
He doesn't let many runners score. Coming into tonight, Seminaris 5th in the Cape in ERA and $1.44. That'll rise tonight, even if he goes the rest of the way after he gave up 2 earned runs. 1-2, fastball misses off the dish, and it's 2-2. So even if Seminaris does go the complete 9, which I would bet the house on that he won't, his ERA will go up slightly.
For sure.
Just mathematically. Gave up 2 earned runs. Even if he goes 9, that would be an ERA of 2. Auerbach's aboard at first. Workman off of second. Jesse Franklin digs back in. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball spiked low. Emery knocks it down with his left forearm. And the count runs full.
Yeah, that one just almost got away from Emery, but able to move his body over as that pitch spiked well into the dirt from Seminaris.
Seminaris being careful with Franklin, who hit .262 this past season for the Wolverines, with 13 long balls and 55 RBIs. Made the College World Series All-Tournament team after the Wolverines fell just short of beating the Vanderbilt Commodores. And what a run it was for Michigan. Runners will be off with the pitch with 2 away. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball chopped to the first base side. Franklin running hard. It goes near the Orleans dugout, and we'll do it again.
Shows you the hustle that Jesse Franklin has. Ball is almost to the on-deck circle of on the Orleans side. Still bustling down the first base line.
Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 3-2, but Brewster with runners on first and second, and 2 down. Franklin should probably hear his name called pretty high in next year's June draft. He's done it with the wood. He's done it with the aluminum and over a course of 2 seasons. 6'2", 207-pound outfielder originally from Seattle, Washington. Making the trip across the United States to Cape Cod. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball looped into shallow right center field. The right fielder Trani cruising to his right. Hurtubise makes the call in center. He'll make the catch. And this side is retired. So once again, Kelly Nicholson's decision for an intentional walk pays off as Seminaris strands a pair of runs as the Whitecaps score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After an inning and a half, the Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 3-2. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
0-2. Pitch rolled over down the right side of the infield. Esqueda throws over towards shortstop McCabe. McCabe comes across the bag over to first. Not in time, and a run comes in to score for Chatham. The 1-2 pitch lined over the second baseman Zamora in the right center field for a base hit. It's going to roll almost all the way to the wall. Kokoska fields and throws it back in, but coming in for both second and third base is Jamal O'Gwin and Ben Ramirez. A count 0-2 on Esqueda. Kicks and fires. Curveball rolled over towards the third baseman. Villar throw over towards second base. Transition back over to first in time.
3-2 the count to Morrill with a runner on second. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball waved out and missed. Strike 3. Gwynn is 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts this summer. The 1-2. Fastball waved out and missed. Strike 3. Who went down swinging his first time up. Throw over to first base, and it got Whitcomb at first. And I go, right now it's actually the opposite.
1-1 pitch by Whitcomb is hammered down the left field line. Punkovich going down, looks up, and it's out of here. Shea Whitcomb, his second home run on the Cape, just squeezes it in around the left field pole, and the Firebirds on the board here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They now trail 4-1. Davin trying to close things off here. First pitch of Britton, scooped up the middle. Second baseman Moore comes around and throws on the run in time to first, and Britton is retired, and that will do it.
Firebirds
at Eldridge Park.
A 3-2 lead over the Whitecaps as we head to the last of the second at Eldridge Park. It'll be 9-1-2 for Orleans, starting with Josh Zamora, the second baseman from Nevada. The right-hander Chase Huff out of the windup first pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike one. Check that, Chance Huff, rising sophomore from Vanderbilt. Got roughed up in his first inning on the Cape. The 0-1 to Zamora. Fastball runs past Auerbach's outstretched arm to the backstop, and it's 1-1. Firebirds struck for 3 runs on 2 hits and capitalized on back-to-back hit-by-pitches from Huff. 6'4" right-hander extends the arms. Rocks and fires 1-1. Breaking ball sweeps off the plate. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Zamora starting to come out of a funk offensively. Picked up a hit last night against the Chatham Anglers. 2-1. Breaking ball chopped back in front of the plate. Auerbach fields it in fair territory. Bare hands throws to first for the first out of the inning. So a swinging bunt from Josh Zamora results in out number 1. And Jacob Hurtubise, the center fielder from Army, will dig in for his second plate appearance. Hurtubise walked on 4 pitches his first time up, stole second, and then came home to score on the RBI double by Zach Britton. Hurtubise, 1 batting glove on his right hand from the left side. First pitch. Fastball skips in low for ball 1. Hurtubise 3 for his first 12 as an Orleans Firebird, making his 4th start. Corners in here for Brewster, expecting the bunt. 1 out. Fastball right down the chute, and it's 1-1. Hurtubise, a 39th round draft choice of the Seattle Mariners a little more than a month ago, but is electing to go back to Army. 1-1. Fastball that bounces and hits Hurtubise. He'll trot down to first base for the second time tonight after the 3rd hit-by-pitch from Chance Huff.
Seen a couple hit-by-pitches and walks from both pitchers tonight, but so far it's been mostly Huff, who's walked a couple. And again, we mentioned that was his problem back at Vanderbilt. Just a couple too many walks for the Commodore.
So now Zach Britton, who delivered an RBI double his last time up, will dig in. Righty on lefty matchup with a runner on first and 1 away. First pitch, fastball up high for ball 1.
And with Huff fishing all these free passes, it's going to be up to the Firebirds to capitalize off these opportunities during this losing streak. So one of the things that will stand out in a box score at the end of the game are those opportunities where you couldn't capitalize on.
And the other thing, too, you'd have to imagine, this is Huff's first start on the Cape. The last time he pitched was in the regionals. Well, I guess the super regionals against the Duke Blue Devils. That was early June, more than a month ago. The last time he pitched a competitive game, June 7th, against the Duke Blue Devils. 1-0. Hurtubise running, fastball misses outside, throw down from Auerbach, not in time. So Hurtubise swipes his second bag of the night. And Zach Britton another chance to deliver his second RBI with 2-0 the count.
Well, it was a good throw by Auerbach. Got there on a line, scooped up by the shortstop Workman, but Hurtubise sliding to the outside part of second base. Throws a little towards the shortstop side of the bag. And just the split second, Hurtubise is able to take second base.
Hurtubise, the all-time leader in Patriot League stolen bases. 3-0, fastball misses outside. Check that. Ball 4 was 3-0. And back-to-back free passes for the Birds. And Britton will trot down to first.
So now there have been 3 hit-by pitches and 2 walks issued by Huff here in the first inning and the third plus.
So not the start that Huff wanted, and if there's anyone Orleans would want at the plate right now, it's Max Troiani. Firebirds have runners on first and second, leading the Whitecaps 3-2. And Troiani has been a hit machine so far for the Birds this summer. Max flew out his first time up, but enters tonight hitting .311. Just outside the top 10 in the Cape, but has 23 hits in now 22 games. And 22 of those singles. Just has 1 extra base hit and almost left the yard last night. 2 on with 1 away. Righty on righty matchup. Pitch to Troiani. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 1.
And that was the 25th ball thrown by Huff. He's only thrown 16 strikes tonight. Really just sums up so far what has been a troubling outing for him.
He's walked 2 and hit 3 in the first 11 batters he has faced. 1-0 the count to the 3-hole hitter for Orleans, Max Troiani. Huff a deep breath. Hurtubise running from second. Britton now a delayed steal towards second base. Hurtubise slides in safely. Britton takes second base, and the Birds are running wild on the base pass. Another double steal, and it's Hurtubise's third stolen bag of the night.
Well, Hurtubise has been that Energizer Bunny and spark plug for the Firebirds on the base pass that has been missing. You mentioned now he has 3 stolen bases in this ballgame. The Firebirds has a team with 4, with Britton stealing that bag. So coming into the game, they had 16 stolen bases. And they've tacked on 4 more here.
2-0 the count to Max Troiani. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped down the right side onto the hill at Eldridge Park, and it's 2-1. And you thought before this game that you have a rising sophomore pitcher on the mound that didn't throw all that much at Vanderbilt. Less than 20 innings this past spring. And a catcher who is a natural outfielder. That could make for quite the combination for Orleans to be aggressive on the base paths. 2-1 to Troiani. Breaking ball flared down the right side. First baseman Fago giving chase near the Orleans dugout. This runs out of play, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's tough for a young pitcher on the mound like Huff. And then again, you mentioned Auerbach behind the dish. We'll have to see if the Firebirds will keep the gas pedal going on the base paths here throughout this ball game. But so far in the first 2 innings, we've seen it.
So a chance for Troiani to add to this Orleans lead. 2-2 the count to the right fielder from Bentley. Here's the pitch. Fastball bounces low. Auerbach scoots to his right on his knees, blocks it in the left-handed batter's box, and the count runs full.
We've seen a lot of full counts tonight by these Firebirds hitters as well.
So the Firebirds putting on a track meet on the base paths. Trying to add to this 3-2 advantage. Already a boatload of free passes for Huff on the mound. 3-2 to Troiani. Fastball misses low, gets past Auerbach. Hurtubise charging from third. He scores without a throw. A wild pitch plates Jacob Hurtubise from third, and the Birds extend their lead. It's 4-2 in favor of Orleans.
Again, capitalizing on those mistakes, and the Firebirds have done so far, and in good part due to the fact that Jacob Hurtubise has stolen 3 bases tonight, 2 so far in this inning.
And now the pitching coach for the Brewster Whitecaps will come out and have a word with Chance Huff, who you got to feel bad for him right now. 46 pitches for Huff, 28 balls. Does not have great command on the bump in his first start on the Cape. So Orleans on top of Brewster 4-2. And a chance to make it more with Raymond Gill, the DH tonight. Gill struck out looking his first time up, but has driven in 9 runs this summer for the Birds. That's tied for a club lead. Troiani aboard at first. Britton 90 feet away with only 1 down. Gill waving the red and black bat over the right shoulder. Huff out of the stretch from the first base side. First pitch. Breaking ball runs up and away. Auerbach fields it on the carom off the backstop. It's far enough back for Troiani to advance 90 feet to second, but Britton stays put at third.
That's what can happen when you have a young pitcher on the mound and not a natural catcher behind the dish. A couple of balls getting past Auerbach behind home plate. Breaks up the double play as well.
1-0 to Gill. He shows bunt, lays it down. This one is nubbed foul, and it's 1-1.
Just shows you the Orleans Firebirds, what Clint Nicholson and Jamie Quinn both preach out here. Ray Gill, a guy that more of a power hitter and hit extra base hits. Showing bunt sign here. There's maybe a safety squeeze down the first base line.
Corners creep in now for the Whitecaps. First baseman Eric Fago on the lip of the grass. Third baseman Tyler Hardman even with the back. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away. Birds on top of Brewster 4-2. 1-1 to Gill. Fastball he lays off of up in the zone. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Gill 0 for his last 8 against the Whitecaps with 5 Ks. He's batting .235 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. 2-1 the count to the Birds' cleanup man. Here's the pitch. Fastball nips the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Firebirds have scored 4 unanswered runs now after the Whitecaps struck for 2 in the top of the first. Birds a 3-run first inning, highlighted by a 2-run single by Tanner Murray. And then the Birds striking for another on a wild pitch. Orleans has not registered a hit in this inning just yet, but threatened with runners on second and third. 2-2, fastball misses off the plate, and the count runs full.
Well, Ray Gill working a nice at-bat here with 2 runners in scoring position. Just what you would want out of Ray Gill.
Trying aboard at second, Britton 90 feet away. Sun starting to set at Eldridge Park down the right field line. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball misses off the dish, ball 4. Another free pass issued by Chance Huff. It's his 4th walk of the night, and the Birds have the bases full with only 1 away.
Well, after getting Zamora to dribble out just in front of home plate, it was a hit by pitch to Hurtubise, and now 3 straight walks issued to the Firebirds lineup.
And now it looks like that will be the end of the line for Chance Huff, who only lasted an inning and a third, gave only 2 hits, but walked 4 and struck out 1. Hit a few batters as well, and he will depart from his first start on the Cape after just an inning and a third. Whitecaps will head to the bullpen, trailing this ball game 4-2 in the bottom of the second. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 4-2 as we welcome you back here to Eldridge Park. Bases full for Orleans and Trevin Esqueda, the batter. New pitcher into the ballgame for Brewster is Stevie Emanuel's first pitch. Fastball up in the zone, taken for ball 1. So the day is done for Chansoff in his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. Only lasted an inning and a third, in parts of 4 walks and 3 hit by pitches. So the Birds have the bases loaded with Trevin Esqueda, who was hit his first time up. 1-0, fastball, a big hack and a miss, and it's 1-1. Huff responsible for all 3 base runners aboard. Manuel's making his 5th appearance of this summer. 0-1 with a 6-even ERA. Last pitched 5 days ago against Harwich. Picked up the loss over 3 innings, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. 1-1 the count to Esqueda. The pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-2.
We talk about the opportunities when they present themselves, especially when you're on a little bit of a drought in the win column. Again, the Firebirds capitalized in the first inning with a Tanner Murray 2 RBI single, but now they have to do the same here in the second inning. Try to expand this lead and put Brewster away early.
Orleans this summer just batting .217 with the bases loaded. Gill aboard at first, Trani off of second, and Britton 90 feet away. Emanuel's working out of the stretch from the first base side of the rubber. 6'5" right-hander, 1-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Breaking ball that had a lot of plate. Esqueda couldn't connect, and there's 2 away.
And that's why Manuels has brought in a big strikeout guy. 10 strikeouts in 9 innings pitched so far here for the Whitecaps, and gets a big one here to put 2 outs on the board.
Served as the Washington Huskies closer this past season.
You can tell he's a high leverage situation guy.
Racked up 6 saves in 31 appearances. Went 2-3 with a .235 ERA. But struck out 65 guys in 53 2/3. Bases loaded with 2 away. First pitch. Breaking ball misses above the belt for ball 1. Emery was hit his first time up. Again, one of 3 batters hit by Chansoff in just an inning and a third. He walked 4 as well. Faced 13 batters, and 7 of them ended in either a walk or a hit by pitch. 1-0. Fastball cut on and missed, and it's 1-1. Firebirds had 8 runners, or 8 batters brought to the plate last inning. They have 7 in this inning at the moment, with Emery, the catcher from San Francisco. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 4-2. Last the second at Eldridge Park, with the bases loaded and 2 down. The 1-1. Fastball rocketed back, and it's 1-2. So Jamie Shevchuk decided to take Chansoff out of the ballgame after just an inning and a third. And at the moment, it looks like the move is paying off. Rising junior from Washington, Stevie Emanuel's looking to strand 3 runners. 1-2 the count to Emery. The pitch. Breaking ball nubbed up the third base side. This rolls foul, and we'll do it again.
Well, tough breaking ball to Rob Emery, just able to get a little bit of bat on it, just push it foul.
Emery just his 3rd at-bat this summer with the bases loaded. 0 for 2 in his 2 previous tries. Rob 1 for 5 against Brewster this summer. The 1, a home run. 1-2. Fastball flared back, and we'll do it again. Emery, 40 RBIs this past spring at San Francisco. Has 3 runs driven in so far this summer, making his 16th start. Gill on at first, Trani aboard at second, and Britton off of third base, taking his lead right in front of Jamie Quinn, third base coach for the Firebirds. 1-2, looping curveball, Emery lays off, it stays upstairs, and it's 2-2.
And Gill over at first base has a very big lead. So you have to think, obviously, with 2 outs, if Emery puts one in the gap, scoring all 3 Firebirds.
Giant hole in right center. Center fielder Duke Ellis shifted towards left. 2-2 the count, the pitch. Fastball hit out to right field, tailing out of play. This will run onto the hill near Nauset Middle School, and we'll do it again. So a good battle here from Rob Emery, who's drawn a lot of pitches from Stevie Emanuels. Fourth foul ball in this AB. And the 8th pitch will be upcoming. Bases loaded for the Birds with 2 away in the last of the second. Orleans on top of Brewster 4-2. Here's the 2-2. Fastball at the knees, called a ball, and the count runs full.
Tough take there by Rob Emery. Good eye by the catcher out of San Francisco. And now a 3-2. The runners going on the pitch.
The merry-go-round will be in motion for Orleans. Rob Emery, the 6', 210-pound catcher, back in from the right side. 6'5" hurler Stevie Emanuel set at the belt. Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball chased out of the zone, strike 3. Auerbach steps on the plate, and the side is retired. Stevie Emanuels emerges out of the Whitecaps bullpen, fans a pair, and leaves the bases full. Orleans scores 1 run on no hits, no errors, and they leave 3 runners left on base. After 2, it's Orleans 4, Whitecaps 2, and Scotty Gange, I'm a little hungry right now. I think you've got a remedy for that problem.
I do. Oh, nice intro. I do exactly. But if the camera's on me, I hope it's not, because we got to show the crowd here at Eldridge tonight. It's really fantastic. It's so fun. And I was sitting here with James and Cooper, some of our game day interns. I'm just kind of noticing, yeah, they're chanting right now. I think we already got, the camera's already gone, but they were jumping up and down. I think there's a lot of little ones here, and it's really fun to see. You know, it's such a cool family atmosphere. And another cool family atmosphere is Nauset Grill. Tomorrow, if you're in the town of Orleans, you're going to have a chance to really live that up, because Kelly Nicholson and a few of the players on the Firebirds are going to be sitting down and answering questions from me, from you, from really everybody that goes down, enjoying lunch. We're going to share lunch together and get to kind of hear the inside scoop on the Firebirds from the manager, Kelly Nicholson, and a few of the players too, and not only just baseball, but kind of everything that comes in between. So it's really going to be an exciting deal. All the fans are out here, and you can be also, it's tomorrow again at Nauset Grill, which is about 50 feet from Eldridge Park at noon. That's tomorrow at noon at Nauset Grill. Can't wait for it. It's also going to be up on our YouTube page on Friday evening.
Wow, 50 feet. That's pretty close.
Right?
Great location from Eldridge Park. And we welcome you back here to Orleans, Massachusetts, with the Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 4-2. Adam Seminaris goes back out for the Birds. The southpaw from Long Beach State, who has settled down after getting tagged for 2 runs in the first. Tyler Gentry, the 3-hole hitter for the Whitecaps, will lead off the third. Gentry digs in from the right side. First pitch from the southpaw Seminaris. Gentry shows bunt, nubs it up hard the third base line, but it trickles foul for strike 1. Gentry an RBI double back in the first inning. That got the Whitecaps on the board. But then it was Gentry who made a poor base running decision. Brewster had runners on second and third with nobody out. And Marcus Castanon, who waits on deck, had a rocket right at the shortstop Shea Whitcomb. 0-1, breaking ball tapped up the third base side and foul, and it's 0-2. Whitcomb alertly made the throw to third base, got Gentry at third for what was the first out of the inning. It'll be Castanon and Hardman to follow in this frame for Brewster. The 0-2, fastball rocketed, dive from Shea Whitcomb, gets under the glove into left field for a base hit. Tyler Gentry, his second hit of the ball game. He's halfway to the cycle, and for the third time tonight, the Brewster Whitecaps will lead off base runner.
Just an inch or 2 more to the second base side, and Shea Whitcomb would have had a web gem of a catch out there as shortstop. Just goes under his mitt into left field for a base hit.
It's now Marcus Castanon, the DH. Checked out the second baseman batting in the cleanup spot tonight for Brewster. Will dig in. Castanon bounced out to a fielder's choice his first time up. First pitch from Seminaris, breaking ball tapped foul for strike 1. Castanon has not faced the Birds officially before tonight. The first 2 games was not activated. Played in the third before it got canceled. He was a recent activation back in late June. And obviously, as we've talked about a couple times tonight, that game at Stony Brook Field washed after 3+ innings. Gentry aboard at first, nobody down in the top of the third. Seminaris set at the belt, staring right at the runner at first. Kicks home the 0-1. Breaking ball flutters outside, and it's 1-1. Castanon just under the Mendoza line batting a .196 to start his summer, but at .324 this past year for the Gauchos. Yes, the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos, who made the postseason, made it to the regional stages before being bounced in the NCAA tournament. Castanon, big open stance from the right side, leg kick. Here's the 1-1. Hit slowly to the third base side. Murray Fields throws to second, and it's recorded, and Josh Zamora holds on, drops the ball in the transfer, and some oohs and ahs from the Brewster Whitecaps bench.
Yeah, now Jimmy Shevchuk's going to take a jog out towards the second base.
So Shevchuk will have a word with Doug Isham. The umpires in yellow tonight. Looking like a Manila cookie.
A little cream color. Like a vanilla bean type ice cream.
Shevchuk with his hands on his hips near the shortstop position talking to Isham, just trying to plead his case. Now Murray made the throw to second, had a shore out at first. It was a bang-bang play at the second base bat. He was ruled out, and Zamora held on and stepped on the bag, and now the umpires are going to get together. Now again, there is no video review in the Cape Cod Baseball League. There is video review in certain collegiate conferences. They can't make the call to Hyannis in 2019 just yet. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 4-2. If the call stands on the field, it'll be a runner on first with one away. If it's reversed, it'll be runners on first and second with nobody down. And now Kelly Nicholson would like an explanation. So Skip emerges from the first base dugout. The home plate umpire, Vicente Alexander Medina, chatting with him. And now the runner's being awarded second base. So Gentry trots back out to second. And now he's moved back to the dugout. So some confusion as Tyler Gentry came back out. He might have assumed that once Kelly Nicholson emerged out of the first base dugout that the call was being reversed, but in fact it stands.
Well, again, just another wacky play here on the Cape. A little miscommunication out there.
So it officially goes down as a fielder's choice, 5-4. All the confusion aside, there's one away in the top of the third, with the Birds leading the Caps 4-2. Tyler Hardman, the batter. Big third baseman from Oklahoma. First pitch from Seminares. Breaking ball tapped back to the backstop for strike one. Hardman, a strikeout victim his first time up, went down swinging. One of two Whitecaps to go down tonight via the punch-out. Hardman 5 for his first 16 against Southpaws this summer. He's just batting .244 against right-handers. 6'3", corner infielder from Kennesaw, Georgia. Seminares checks on the runner. He'll toss to first base. Had Castanon leaning, but sticks his left hand back in safely. So Hardman, a tough cookie to get out. He's tied for first in the Cape with 5 homers. Second in slugging percentage entering tonight at .571. The 0-1 looping curveball that paints the outside corner for strike two. Sun continuing to paint the horizon line at Eldridge Park. A light orange trickling into yellow above Nauset Middle School down the right field line. The 0-2 breaking ball flared down the right side. This will bounce foul onto the hill, and we'll do it again. Castanon's board at first with one away in the top of the third, with Orleans on top of Brewster, 4-2. Birds looking to turn to and get out of the jam. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball runs low and in, just above the shoe tops of Hardman, and it's 1-2. Hardman has been susceptible to strikeouts this summer. 23 Ks in his 23rd game. Struck out 64 times this past spring at Oklahoma. 1-2 the count. Seminaire is set. He delivers home. Breaking ball that Hardman just gets a piece of off the end of the bat. Screws it into the right-handed batter's box, and we'll do it again.
Seminaris already right around 50 pitches so far through 2 1/3.
48 pitches for Seminaris, make it 49 after that foul ball. That's thrown 34 strikes, so the command has been there for the southpaw from Long Beach State like it has been all summer. But you got to give Brewster a lot of credit, drawing some deep counts. 1-2 the count. Seminaris going to toss over to first base, and Castanon retreats back.
Yeah, Brewster just working Seminaris just a little bit more than he has worked so far here on the Cape. Fouling off just a couple more pitches, and they all add up after a while.
So Castanon a little closer to the first base bag. 1-2, breaking ball skips in low, and it's 2-2. Firebirds 4, Whitecaps 2 here in the top of the third at Eldridge Park. Orleans has scored 4 runs on 2 hits. They've left 5 runners on base through the first 2 trips at the dish. Brewster 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on. 2-2 the count to Hardman. The pitch home. Breaking ball caught on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Adam Seminaris, and there's 2 away in the third.
Well, Seminaris finally putting Hardman down via their strikeout. Another big strikeout for Seminaris. Just trying to get out of this half inning here in the third.
Seminaris wins the 7-pitch battle against Hardman. And now Eric Fago, the big first baseman from Stetson, will dig in for the second time tonight. Seminaris working from the third base side of the rubber. First pitch. Fastball corked down the right side. This one rolling foul. And lands on the hill for strike 1. Fago lined out his first time up right at Shea Whitcomb, the shortstop, to end that first inning. That was part of a 2-run frame for Brewster. Whitecaps have been held silent since, but Brewster has gotten a pair of runners on in both the second and the third. 0-1. Fastball runs inside, and it's 1-1. Fago struggling in his first go-around on the Cape, batting just $176. Played last summer with the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Let's call them just down the road. Just down the road in a ferry. That is.
Got to go to Hyannis or Falmouth to get to Martha's Vineyard.
1-1, fastball runs off the dish, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Had a good summer last year, 295 with 4 round trippers and 27 RBIs. And led the Stetson Hatters in hitting. And when I give you his average, you're going to understand why Stetson struggled. Fago just batted .275. 2-1. Breaking ball misses high and tight. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
A big super fan of the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, though, by the way, is Bill Murray.
Well, I thought you were going to say you.
No. I've never been to the Vineyard or in Nantucket.
Really?
Yeah.
You've grown up on Cape Cod your entire life, and you've never come to either place.
I have not. Too much fun here on the Cape.
Wow. 2 away here in the top of the third with the Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 4-2. 3-1, fastball line down the left side. But Fago out in front, and the count runs full. So Seminaris entered tonight 18 2/3 innings pitched without issuing a free pass. Went the first 20 innings of the summer without a walk, then an intentional walk snapped that stretch.
It's a pretty good accomplishment for Seminaris.
He's now gone 21 innings with no unintentional walks. Payoff pitch, fastball fouled in and out of the glove of Emery, and we'll do it again. Now, it's not all too surprising given Seminaris' command this past spring at Long Beach State. Just 24 walks in 94 innings. The rising junior from Chino Hills, California can locate. Runner will be off with the pitch. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball hit hard on the ground down the third base side, but foul, and we'll do it again. A lot of deep counts for Adam Seminaris through the first few innings. That pitch count continues to climb. He's up to 58 pitches through 2 2/3. We saw Parker Scott last night for the Chatham Anglers. 69 pitches across 7 shutout innings. Castanon runs off at first, 3-2. Fastball misses low, ball 4. So the first unintentional walk of the summer for Adam Seminaris, It took 21 innings, but the Whitecaps have runners on first and second with 2 away.
A really good pitch there by Seminaris. Rob Emery holding the glove with the ball. Just a couple extra seconds, see what the call's going to be. Just missing the big target in Eric Fago at the knees.
So Gage Workman, the switch-hitting shortstop, digs in. First pitch. Fastball on the inside corner, called strike 1. Workman swung at the first pitch his last time up. That was a double to lead off the second. This third inning continues to wane on. The Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 4-2. Fago off of first, Castanon on second. 0-1, corked over the head of Whitcomb, drops down for a base hit. Castanon on his horse. The throw from Hurtubise will go into third. Fago trying to go first to third, and he's safe. It's an RBI single for Gage Workman. He advances to second on the throw, and the Whitecaps cut the deficit in half. It's 4-3.
Well, Gage Workman once again coming up with another base knock. Back-to-back doubles for him now. After one in the second, one in the third here, and it drives in a run. And over at third base, I thought they may have had a chance at able to nab Eric Fago, but throw over to second base, just couldn't get Workman in time either.
So that will bring up Christian Malfetta, the DH from Stanford, who struck out looking his first time up. Seminaire 61 pitches deep through just 2 2/3. First pitch, fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. And when you thought Brewster and Orleans would get together, you would think it would be a pitcher's duel. Firebirds third in the Cape in ERA, Brewster fourth. The Whitecaps 8th in batting average at .238. The Firebirds 9th at .233. Yet it's an offensive slugfest in the early going. Lefty on righty matchup, the 0-1. Breaking ball bounces low, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, we got some long counts and a long game so far up to this point.
Game of baseball's funny, ain't it? Last night, the home run derby. Haven't seen any fireworks tonight at Eldridge Park. But Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit 91 home runs and lost. You can't add the totals up through the 3 rounds. Pete Alonso, a rookie for the New York Mets, came out as the winner. 1-1. Fastball up in the zone. Malfetta chases, and it's 1-2.
Alonso, former Born Brave, back in 2015.
He did not hit a single home run for the Born Braves in that 2015 summer. Yet has hit 30 for the New York Mets in the first half of this season. Which, when you think about that, that might be a total for one player in their career if they're lucky. Some people never hit 1. Runners on second and third with 2 away. 1-2. Curveball misses up and away. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. I once got the chance to participate in an actual home run derby. I did not hit a ball out. It was in 8th grade.
So big diamond then? Trying to hit him out at a big field? Or?
No, this field was not that large.
Okay.
Not many kids hit him out, but there were a couple.
So it's like playing at DY High School then.
Oh, absolutely. 2-2. Fastball misses above the letters, and the count runs full. Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 4-3, with 2 in scoring position and 2 down in the top of the third.
We'll have to go over to Grand Slam and Hartsport, the batting cages over there, and take some swings and see what happens.
They have everything on Cape Cod, just a little spread out. And now the Firebirds are intentionally walking Christian Malfetta. And I don't think that was intended by Orleans. Kelly Nicholson was not electing to walk Malfetta. And Kelly just shared some words with the home plate umpire, Vincent Alexander Medina, and so that loads the bases. I don't know how that happened.
3 balls and 2 strikes as well. I don't think that's the count where you want to walk somebody intentionally. If anything, it's 3-0. Or just 2-0 or something if you fall behind.
And I don't know what it was that forced Vicente Alexander Medina to issue that intentional walk. Kelly Nicholson did not make any motion for it.
He was saying, no, we don't want to do that. No. He was adamant about it.
And now Matt Troop, the Firebirds pitching coach, sharing some words with Vicente Alexander Medina, and Troops walk back to the Firebirds dugout. So clearly there was a miscommunication. But now Adam Seminaris has to battle against Duke Ellis. And again, left-handers this summer against Seminaris, just 1 for 20. Ellis one of just 2 left-handed swingers in the lineup tonight for Brewster. Whitecaps have the bases full with 2 away in the top of the 3rd. Orleans on top of Brewster 4-3. Seminaris set out of the stretch. First pitch from the southpaw. Fastball sky down the left side and out of play for strike 1. Ellis bounced out his first time up. It was a smooth play by Tanner Murray at the hot corner. This will be pitch number 69 upcoming for Adam Seminaris, just in 2 2/3. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball tapped foul, and it's 0-2. After the Firebirds have played some lightning-quick games this summer, we're going a little slower tonight at Eldridge Park.
This one feels like a root canal almost.
We got started 2 minutes early in Orleans. We have not played 3 complete innings in more than an hour and 23. Bases loaded of Whitecaps with 2 away. 0-2 to Ellis. Breaking ball punched down the left side and out of play, and we'll do it again. Wonder what Scotty Gage is doing right now. Scotty, what's going on? We're just checking in for fun. I know you're not expecting this, but how are you?
I bet you're getting...
I'm just kind of watching from the right side. It's a good view over here. I'm kind of just mentally getting ready to talk with Kelly at the end of the 3rd.
Wow. Love to hear it. Love the enthusiasm.
I thought it'd be getting something to eat or something.
Not getting a hot dog. 0-2. Breaking ball ties up Ellis. In there, called strike 3. So Ellis got a piece. Vicente Alexander Medina motioning with his hands, and Ellis can't believe the call. But for the 2nd consecutive inning, Adam Seminaris strands some Whitecaps. The Whitecaps score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave the bases full. After 2.5 long innings at Eldridge Park, the Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 4-3. And Thomas Cinderella, let's look around the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Well, a pair of final scores so far here on the Cape. Bourne defeating the Kettleers 6-4.
Wow.
And the Gatemen picking up a big win out of Red Wilson Field. They defeat the Red Sox 13-2, a close race out in the West, so a couple important games. The Harbor Hawks trail the Commodores 8-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And over in Harwich, top of the 9th inning, the Mariners are leading the Anglers 2-0. So the Mariners are trying to defeat the Anglers for the first time since 2017. Now, I was with Harwich last year. And
why do we have to talk about you with Harwich?
And, of course, I'm just bringing up the Chatham record against Harwich.
Okay.
So, Chatham, we played 6 times, obviously East Division rivals. And they went 0-6 against in the regular season. They got swept in the playoffs. So they were 0-8 against them. They played twice this year so far, I believe, or 3 times. Or twice, and they lost both times. So Chatham was 10-0 against Harwich the last 10 times out. But so far, the Mariners defeated the Anglers just 3 more outs. And so far in my broadcast career on the Cape, I'm 0-11 against Chatham. So I think the thing is, the next time Chatham and Orleans get together, I just don't think I will show up.
Wow, that's a bold claim. We'll see how that day goes once we get there. But right now, the Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 4-3 in a tortoise-moving game at Eldridge Park. That's the speed this game feels like at the moment. Bottom 3rd of this Firebirds lineup set to go against the right-hander. First pitch to Tanner Murray. Fastball pulls back the bunt attempt for ball 1. So Emmanuel's back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Came into the ball game with the bases loaded and only 1 out in the 2nd. 1-0. Fastball corked out to deep right field. Gentry on the run. He's reaching back, looks up, and this caroms off the fence. Murray digging for 2nd, slides in, feet first, he's safe. It's a leadoff 2-bagger for the Birds, and Tanner Murray has his 2nd hit of the night.
And Tanner Murray putting a nice game together right now for the Firebirds. You mentioned second in the ball game, drove in 2 RBIs in the first, and now follows it up with a leadoff double here in the third inning. The Firebirds, once again, they're trying to expand their lead here and put Brewster out of reach after they scored a 1 here in the top half of this inning.
So we'll see if Kelly Nicholson elects to play some small ball with the 8-hole hitter Shea Whitcomb stepping in from the right side. Emmanuel set from the first base side of the rubber, checks on the runner at second, first pitch. Breaking ball drops in on the inside corner for strike 1. Whitcomb pops up in foul ground his first time up. Catcher Auerbach able to go back to the backstop and retrieve it for the final out of the first inning. Firebirds scored 3 runs in the first. They tacked on another in the second and lead the Whitecaps 4-3 in the last of the third. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the 0-1. Fastball hit right at the shortstop Workman. Just looks back Murray to second, and a hard out number 1.
Yeah, good read there by Tanner Murray. You can tell he's going to right towards the shortstop Gage Workman and just scrambles back to the second base.
So that will bring up Josh Zamora, who grounded out with a swinging bunt his first time up. Zamora just hit a chopper in front of the plate. Auerbach, the catcher, got out of his crouch, barehanded the ball, and fired a bullet to first base. Murray off of second with 1 down in the bottom of the third. Zamora now 1 for 8 this summer against the Whitecaps. Here's the first pitch. Fastball runs up and away for ball 1. Jacob Hurtubise is the leadoff man for Orleans, waits on deck. He's reached base twice tonight and has stolen 3 bags. The speedster from Army looking to get an opportunity in this inning with the Firebirds on top of the Whitecaps 4-3. Murray dancing around at second, the 1-0. Fastball runs low and in, just above the shoot tops of Zamora. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Firebirds tonight have been very patient at the plate. 4 walks worked by Orleans this evening, and they've been hit 3 times. We can close the line on Chance Huff. He just went an inning and a third, gave up 4 runs all earned. 2-0, fastball up in the zone. Zamora cuts right through, and it's 2-1. Now Huff's problem tonight was clearly command. Walked 4, hit 3, only surrendered 2 base knocks, and struck out 1. So 7 of the 13 batters he's faced reached on either a walk and a hit or a hit by pitch tonight. Murray extending his lead off of second. Now darts towards third, 2-1. Fastball corked out to deep left field. Franklin reaching back. He's got room in front of the track. Makes the grab for a loud out number 2.
It's been balls hit like that just haven't gone the Firebirds' way. Zamora just missed them probably by a centimeter or 2. We've seen him hit 2 home runs so far this season. We saw him on opening night. He went out just right towards a similar spot out there in left center. But this time, just didn't catch all of it.
So that will bring up Jacob Hurtubise, who's been up twice tonight and has reached base twice tonight and has scored twice. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 4-3. First pitch to Hurtubise. Fastball runs low and in for ball 1. Hurtubise a 4-pitch walk in the first, then was hit with the 3rd pitch of his plate appearance just an inning ago in the second. So the leadoff man for Orleans, batting for the 3rd time tonight, just in the 3rd inning. Murray extending his lead at second base. Emmanuel's looking right at him. 1-0 home. Fastball runs off the dish. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Emmanuel's came into the ball game in the last inning and left the bases full. Has retired 4 of the first 5 batters he's faced, but a couple hard hit balls in this inning. Here's the 2-0. Fastball flared down the left side and out of play, and it's 2-1. Hurtubise entered tonight with a .308 on base percentage. That continues to climb. The senior from Zionsville, Indiana, just finds ways to get on base. Had an OBP of .541 this past spring at Army. Drew 69 walks in 61 games. Righty on lefty matchup with 2 away. 2-1. Looping curveball that misses upstairs, and it's 3-1. And Jamie Shevchik, a verbal ooh from the third base dugout.
He wanted that one. Good looking backdoor curveball. Looks like it might have just came in a bit too high there.
Now, there's no confusion on that play. Shevchik did not come out of the third base dugout. Neither did Kelly Nicholson from the first base side. 3-1 the count, the pitch. Fastball fouls off the mid of Auerbach, and the count's full. Orleans 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors. They've left 5 runners on base. Brewster 3 runs on 5 hits. They've left 6 runners on across their first 3 trips at the dish. Murray a leadoff double. He still stands on second base with now 2 down. Third baseman from UC Davis just sizing up Emanuels. Here's the 3-2. Fastball shot to the left side. The shortstop Workman fields. Throw on the run. Can't get the speedy Hurtubise. Jacob Hurtubise reaches for the 3rd time tonight, and the Birds have runners on the corners with 2 away.
Yeah, once again, Hurtubise using his speed, this time running down the first baseline, not stealing bases. Tough play by the shortstop Gage Workman, just a little number in towards the hole. He had to come around the ball and throw on the run, all in one motion. And with Hurtubise's speed, he's able to beat it out.
And it's official in Chatham. Harwich has defeated the Anglers 2-0. The first loss for Chatham against Harwich under Tom Holliday. Runners on the corners with 2 away in the last of the 3rd. Manuel's first pitch to Zach Britton. Hurtubise darted off first, thought about running, retreated back to the bag, and Britton takes a hack on the fastball for strike 1. Britton 1 for 1 tonight, an RBI double back in the first, drew a walk in the second. It's been a doubles machine for the Birds, 5 doubles in his first 11 games. 0-1 the count, here's the pitch. Breaking ball that ties up Britton, he couldn't lay off, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, Manuel's flexing that curveball again. Britton down on the count, 0-1, was going to try to jump on that pitch.
Now with Jacob Hurtubise's speed, do you try and just dart off first base and get in a rundown and bring home Murray? Hurtubise put, not going, 0-2, fastball up in the zone, and it's 1-2. Firebirds have stolen 19 bases coming into the season tonight. They've already swiped 4 against the Whitecaps this evening. Firebirds lead Brewster 4-3 with 2 away in the bottom half of the 3rd. So we've played a little less than 3 innings in an hour and 34 minutes. Hurtubise is off at first, Murray 90 feet away, and a check on Hurtubise at first, and he dives headlong in.
Yeah, we're about a 4.5-hour pace right now. About a round of golf.
That might set a record on the Cape Cod Baseball League. Righty on lefty matchup. Britton steps back in. Emanuel set at the belt. Here's the 1-2. Hurtubise running. Breaking ball bounces low. Hurtubise is in without a throw. 4th stolen base of the night alone for Jacob Hurtubise. And the Birds have 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away.
Well, he's going to see his name skyrocket on the leaderboard for stolen bases. Just a heck of a night for the rising senior.
And now a balk is called. Emanuel's tried stepping off the rubber. Did not move the right foot before the left. Vicente Alexander Medina points. The runner from 3rd, Murray, comes home to score. Hurtubise advances 90 feet, and the Birds extend their lead. It's 5-3 in the 3rd.
Well, you knew some funky things had to happen if the Firebirds really wanted to win this game. And, well, Bach drives it a run, so it goes on the scoreboard. That's all you need sometimes.
First pitch, beg your pardon, the 2-2 to Zach Britton. Skips past the catcher, Auerbach, and Hurtubise comes in to score. That ball only advanced about 10 feet in front of Auerbach, but with Hurtubise's speed, broke right away and slides head first.
I mean, Hurtubise, just these unreal reads on the base paths. A little lackadaisical out there by Auerbach and Emanuels, and Hurtubise makes them pay.
So it's ruled a wild pitch, and the Birds have scored 2 in this inning on a balk and a wild pitch. 3-2 to Britton, fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. So Orleans tacks on 2 more runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave nobody left on base after the first 3 innings. At Eldridge Park, the Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3. Jacob Hurtubise a track meet at Miss Eldridge tonight. And we'll see if Scotty Gange can put on his track shoes and find Kelly Nicholson on the first base side.
He's got his PF Flyers on, so he definitely has them on.
He borrowed his pair from Jacob Hurtubise. Scotty's got the PF Flyers on, ready to talk to Skip. Scotty, let's send it over to you.
Thank you, guys. Coach, 2 of the 3 innings with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, we're able to score runs. How great is that to see as a manager?
Yeah, it's great, man. We kind of got a couple gifts right there on a balk and a Hurtubise had super heads up. But once the catcher vacated, there was no way 30 might be the fastest guy in the Cape League. So that was cool to see.
Whether you guys are ahead or behind on the scoreboard, I've noticed that you're always screaming out positive affirmations from the dugout. Is that something that comes natural or something you kind of stress in these games?
Yeah, man. If I was playing, I wouldn't want somebody getting in my rear end all the time. So we want to stay positive with these guys. And, hey, the effort's good and the energy's good tonight. And, hey, they always give 100%, man. They're always competing.
The energy's great tonight, Coach. Thanks so much for the time.
You bet.
Really appreciate you. We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Scotty. Again, Kelly Nicholson alongside Scotty Gange. Again, Jacob Hurtubise using the speed on the base paths tonight. He's picked up 4 stolen bases and an incredible read on a pitch in the dirt when he was at third base, comes around and scored at home. That's been the Firebirds' way. If you want to break a losing streak, you got to do things what Jacob Hurtubise is doing. Reading a pitch like that in the dirt. Firebirds lead 6-3 here in the top of the 4th inning. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Whitecaps. 6 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Firebirds. So Isaac Esqueda will come out onto the hill for the Firebirds, who replaced the left-hander Adam Seminaris. So Kelly Nicholson using another left-hander in Esqueda. Esqueda out of USC, native of Pomona, California. Birthday was just about 5 days ago, July 4th. Esqueda making his 4th appearance here on the Cape. He has recorded a save. Has pitched 6 innings, 5 punch-outs, just 1 walk. Last pitch on July 6th here against YD. Pitched an inning in the 3rd. Allowed 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, 3 hits, 1 walk on 7 batters that he faced. So he's called upon here in the top of the 4th to preserve this 3-run lead. As the top of the order rolls back around for the Whitecaps, it's Brett Auerbach, the catcher from the right side. First pitch showing bunt. Fastball clips the outside edge anyway for strike 1. Auerbach so far doubled and scored to start off the game, and then was intentionally walked in the 2nd inning. Auerbach, just 1 batting glove on as the 0-1 curveball backhanded play by Tanner Murray. Throws across the diamond, scooped up, or not scooped up, excuse me, by Esqueda as it'll trickle towards the fence. As Tanner Murray made a heck of a stop to take away a ball from Brett Auerbach. Just unable to scoop it at first was Esqueda. That'll go down as a single for Brett Auerbach. He's over at second base with nobody out here. So go down as an E5, but a heck of a stop by Tanner Murray. So now Auerbach's aboard over at second base. Esqueda working from the stretch to left-hander Jesse Franklin. First pitch is skied up behind the dish and out of play, as it will bounce on a Route 28. Count no balls on a strike here on Jesse Franklin. Again here in the top of the 4th inning. A slow-moving game so far. 8:38 Eastern time. Almost an hour 40 into this ball game just in the 4th inning. Esqueda looks into Rob Emery, gets the sign. Looks back over at second. The 0-1. Over the top curveball misses above the letters. Count a ball and a strike. Firebirds so far scoring a run in the first 3 innings. Whitecaps scoring runs in 2 of the first 3. Esqueda comes set from the belt. The 1-1 pitch to Franklin is looped up into shallow left field. Going towards foul ground is Tanner Murray. And he's somehow able to make the catch down there up against the netting. Reaching over the fence down there, Tanner Murray.
And Brewster's third base coach, Ryan Smythe, having a conversation with Doug Isham saying, hey, how can you grab the netting and climb it a little bit to make the grab? But he stayed in fair ground. Again, they have that line, if you will, not the foul line, but the extra line to mark where fair and foul ground is to make a play. And Murray stayed within the boundaries.
So now one down here in the top of the fourth inning. 6-3 Firebirds lead. Our view's a little obstructed over the third base dugout. First pitch of Gentry's bounced right back up the middle. Backhanded play by Zamoris. Gets to his feet. They're on a first in time. And Josh Zamora taking a base hit away from Tyler Gentry here. So back-to-back defensive plays by the Firebirds have put them in reaching distance of getting out of this half inning.
It's important to remember that during the Birds' 6-game losing skid that they're currently on, they've made more errors than they did during the first 17 games. The Birds have the lead tonight. They've played some sharp defense and haven't committed an error.
And remember, Tanner Murray started off this inning with a heck of a backhanded play. Just couldn't make a strong enough throw to first base, but you have to credit all three plays so far. First pitch swinging, line drive right over the shortstop. Shea Wickham, he fields it in the air. So Castanon lines out to the shortstop, Shea Wickham. And the Whitecaps, no runs on a one hit, one error, and one man left on base.
I'm going to make my way over to our fantastic game day interns because it's time to talk about Land Ho. James, you know what to do. Get the flag out there. Come on. James loves the Land Ho. How much do you love the Land Ho, James?
I love it a lot. 10 out of 10. Best place in town. Let's go!
Owned and run by the Murphy family for over 50-plus years. The Land Ho is fantastic. Have you had their kale soup ever?
I've not, but I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Hey, James is bringing the energy today. Thomas and Josh, bring some energy like James is about the Land Ho. We love baseball. We love the Land Ho. James, say when you hit a home run, you hit a ho-ho home run.
When you hit a home run, you hit a ho-ho run. Let's go, ho!
We'll send it back to you guys.
And thank you, Scotty. If the game was moving a little more quicker, we might be a little more happy over here. Nothing we can do about that, but might have to try the kale soup then at Land Ho. If it makes James, our fellow intern down there, go crazy like that, might as well get a cup or a bowl of that. Again, here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Firebirds 6, Whitecaps 3. 6 hits for the Whitecaps so far, 4 for the Firebirds, but again, it was the free passes and the hit by pitches issued by Huff in the early goings that really did the damage to the Whitecaps. But Emanuels has come on in relief and has shut down the Firebirds in somewhat, but 2 runs issued by him just last half inning. So it will be Troiani, Gill, and Esqueda, the 3 Firebirds due up in this half inning. Troiani making the long walk towards the right-hander's batter's box. So again, Isaac Esqueda came in for 7 errors last half inning. His first pitch to Troiani, curveball, bounces it or fouls it back to the screen. 0-1 on Troiani. Troiani so far flew out to left field in the first, then walked and stranded over at second, back in the second. 0-1, fastball misses low and outside, kind of ball and a strike. Emanuel so far, 21 strikes, 13 balls. At 34 pitches through an inning and 2/3. 1-1 fastball runs well off the dish, backhanded by Auerbach. 2 balls and a strike.
Thomas, Scotty mentioned the great attendance earlier tonight. 1453, rather. That is.
So they are filling the hill here in July as a 2-1 fastball runs above the letters. Count 3 balls and a strike.
Now, I would love to meet this guy named Phil Hill. I think that'd be a great name.
Phil Hill. You know, they're looking to name the Ospreys out here. Maybe that should be one of them. The Phil and Hill. How about 2 of them? 3-1 pitch, cut on a miss for strike 2. Count is full at 3-2.
I don't know why that hasn't been a suggestion already. I've been sitting on that for quite some time.
Maybe we can call it a welcome to Phil Hill Field here at Eldridge Park. 3-2 pitch from Emmanuel's curveball. Inside corner, strike 3 call. Trani knew it, and as he walked back to the first base dugout, Emmanuel's flexing off that curveball. Back-to-back punch-outs now used by Emmanuel's. So one down here in the home half of the fourth inning. Firebirds lead 6-3. First pitch to Ray Gill, healthy, swing and a miss, and a pitch up in the zone, 0-1. Gill so far struck out and walked in back-to-back innings in the first and the second. 0-1, a pitch cut on a miss. Once again, a fastball at the belt this time, 0-2 on Gill. So Manuel's trying to strike out the last 3 hitters here, 2 in this half inning. 0-2 pitch, fastball runs out of the mid of Auerbach. Pitch was up and out of the zone, kind of ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, Thomas and Zarella here joined alongside Josh White here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Here at Eldridge Park, Firebirds lead the Whitecaps here in the home half of the fourth, 6-3. All 6 runs coming in the first 3 innings as the 1-2 pitch, a wave and a miss for strike 3. And Gill goes down swinging for the second time today. So Manuel's so far so good in this fourth inning. And struck out Trani and Gill, struck out Britton to end the third. First pitch to Esqueda. First pitch curveball. Bends at the knees for strike 1. Esquera was hit by a pitch in the first and then came around to score. Manuel's from the windup, the 0-1. Fastball just missing the outside corner. Kind of ball and a strike. Again, each team really needed this game here in Orleans. So far, season series split at 1 apiece. 1-1 pitch, wave and a miss for strike 2. Kind of ball and 2 strikes. So Manuel's trying to strike out the side here in the fourth inning after allowing 2 runs in the third. Gets the side, kicks and fires. The 1-2 pitch, curveball cut on the miss for strike 3. And Esquera goes down swinging, but Emmanuel strikes out the side here in the fourth. And after 4, it's the Firebirds 6 and the Whitecaps 3. So we'll step aside as we're going to send it to our friend on the hill, Scotty Gage.
Hey, I'm right here. I'm not on the hill.
You're creeping behind me out here.
I know.
I don't know.
I'm giving the wrong answers here. I'll look here like I'm talking to you, Thomas. We're here with Koki Riley and Alec Hendon. You know Alec Hendon. You may not know Koki Riley, this beautiful face.
Who's Alec Hendon?
Yeah, right?
Who is that guy?
We don't have much time.
We don't show that guy enough love.
Koki, this has
I'm
been
just trying to get love for Alec.
Koki, this has been an exciting but very long game. What have you seen on Brewster's side? He's the Brewster expert in studio here.
Oh, for Brewster, it's been a pretty ugly game. A lot of walks, a lot of hit-by pitches. It was Chance Huff's first start today. He's had a Vanderbilt freshman at 20 innings with the Commodores, but he struggled to really find the zone today. But for the Whitecaps, it was really a case of the pitching because offensively, they've been able to put the ball in the bat and put a lot of balls in play.
You know how nice I am letting you just sit down and do this, right?
Yeah, thank you so much. This is so relaxing.
We'll get to Alec. Alec, the other side. We've seen offense from the Orleans Firebirds early tonight, which we haven't seen since July 3rd or 4th. It's been nice to see on Orleans' side, huh?
It has been nice to see. It has been a while. Tanner Murray's gotten a couple big hits, 2-run single in the first, and then a big double when he eventually came around to score. But like I tweeted out earlier, follow me, Alec_Hendon. This game has been weird. It has been a weird baseball game. Yeah. I have to plug. I don't get a lot of airtime, Josh.
So far, the longest baseball game in the history of baseball. So far, serious, it's one of the longest baseball games ever. But we'll get back to this long game.
Did you get Elias on it?
The Elias, our stats are better than yours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scotty won. Elias nothing. Mic drop.
Welcome back here inside Eldridge Park in the top of the 5th inning. As Tyler Hardman, the third baseman, will dig in from the right side against the left-hander Isaac Esqueda. First pitch curveball is hit high in the air towards left center field. Ranging over to his left is Tirani on the run and makes the catch for out number 1. Now I can tell you the longest game, I know of it because there is a book about it. The longest game ever in baseball was between the Pawtucket Red Sox and the Rochester Red Wings. It lasted 33 innings back in 1981. Well, obviously, that's the innings, kind of the longest game, but it started, I believe, at 7 o'clock and ended at 4:07 a.m., and then was continued the next day. First pitch to Eric Fago, curveball at the knees for strike one.
Well, can we continue this one on the next day? Is that allowed? I think everyone is on board right now. I'm totally kidding. Let's place the ball.
Esqueda from the windup, the 0-1. Slow moving curveball right at the knees once again. Picture perfect on Eric Fago. Count 0-2. Esqueda so far just needed under 10 pitches through that first inning. So far here. Pitch number 9 upcoming in this outing. 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses low and inside as Fago moves up in the box. Got a ball and 2 strikes. Again, Firebirds 6, Whitecaps 3 here in the top of the 5th inning. Fago waves his bat towards Esqueda. Esqueda gets the sun, puts up the mitt towards his face, now down at the chest. 1-2 pitch, curveball, just getting a piece of it was Eric Fago as he fouls it off at the dish. Eric Fago got a big presence in the right-hander's batter's box. Stands in. 1-2 pitch. Inside corner, just missing as Fago raises the arms up. So count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eric Fago, 6'5", 245 from the right-hander's batter's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the count. Esqueda from the windup. Fastball misses down below the knees. Count runs full at 3-2.
Thomas, this game has had a lot of everything, but now we have almost a first on the Birds Broadcast Network. Some input from a player's dad mid-game. Michael Emery sharing some insight. We talked about Phil Hill, and I said that would be a great name. Did I not?
3-2 pitch from Esqueda. Curveball fouled off at the dish. Count remains 3-2.
There is a very famous Phil Hill, according to Michael Emery. Phil Hill was the first American Grand Prix world champion around 1961. So I don't know if we can name one of the Ospreys here Phil Hill. We'd have to name it after the famous Phil Hill.
I was saying name both of them Phil, or one Phil and one Hill.
Sure.
That's how you beat the copyright and everything. 3-2 pitch to Fago. Fastball is popped high in the air and down the right field side over the hill. And they'll do it again at 3-2. So Fago working a nice AB here. Pitch number 7 upcoming. That's about as many pitches that Esqueda needed last half inning. Esqueda once more. 3-2 curveball is rolled over, fouled on the third base side. He'll do it again.
So I was talking to the Brewster Whitecaps broadcast team before the game. First off, lovely people. Can't say better things about them. But I did say before the game that the game plan for Orleans, at least in my eyes, would probably be Adam Simoneris, Isaac Esqueda, and then Angelo Smith.
3-2 pitch upstairs, cut on a miss for strike 3. And Isaac Esqueda able to outlast Eric Fago and punches him out here. 2 down here in the 5th.
So Esqueda's dealing. Now he might need to go longer than initially intended by Kelly Nicholson after Adam Simoneris only went the first 3. But I would imagine we'll see the debut tonight in the Orleans Red for Angelo Smith. Then from there on out, the Birds might need 1 more arm, potentially 2.
They might need Scotty Gage to go out there and pitch a scoreless inning. First pitch, curveball at the knees to Gage Workman, count 0-1. Gage Workman so far, pair of doubles, including an RBI, hasn't been stopped so far. Esqueda trying to set him down for the first time tonight. The 0-1. Curveball just getting a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen. Count 0-2. As the ball boy is just in front of us fighting for the baseball. So Esqueda working from the first base side of the river. Get infield back here for the Firebirds with 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. 6-3 Firebirds lead. Esqueda trying to strike out Workman here. The 0-2. Curveball cut on miss for strike 3. And Isaac Esqueda pitches a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. After 4.5, it's the Firebirds 6, the Whitecaps 3. As we'll take a look at the standings around the Cape League. Again, Chatham today falling to Harwich 2-0. So Chatham drops to 15-9-1 on the season. They lead the East with 31 points. YD drops to 14-9-1 after falling to Wareham. They remain at 29 points. Orleans in third with 24 points, 11-10-2. The Whitecaps just 1 point behind the Firebirds. They're 11-10-1. And Harwich picking up their 12th win on the season. They're now 12-13. They are tied with the Firebirds. And again, at the start of the morning, Harwich was last in the East with 22 points, 11-13, but now have moved up to tie with the Firebirds.
Well, the other thing to keep in mind as well, before the Firebirds lost 6 straight, before the losing skid, when Orleans had won 5 in a row, they were 10 points clear of Harwich. Orleans had 24 points, Harwich had 14, and the Mariners have won 5 games during this 6-game losing slide for the Birds.
Yeah, the Mariners have caught hot, and they defeat the best team on the Cape, the Chatham Anglers. As the Firebirds look to hold on to this lead here in the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th, the Firebirds trying to tack on maybe a couple more runs. They lead the Whitecaps 6-3. So Rob Emery will start things off here in the 5th. Hit by a pitch in the first and struck out in the second. First pitch curveball from Emanuels catches the outside corner for strike 1. Count 0-1. 0-1 pitch to Emery. Line drive over the second baseman. And Castanon, he got up there as it go into right center field. Emery takes a sharp turn over first base as he pulls back. But Castanon got up, but Emery places it picture perfect over the second baseman. He's able to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th.
And I got to give all the credit in the world on that line drive single, not to Rob Emery, but his dad, Michael Emery, and Phil Hill. Michael Emery tuning in tonight, and his son comes through with a big base knock.
So Emery over at first, and Tanner Murray, the third baseman now, waves the bat from the right side against Emanuels. First pitch to Murray, curveball. This is low and outside for ball 1. Tanner Murray so far having probably one of his best offensive games here on the Cape so far. Singled in a pair of runs in the first and then doubled and scored in the third. So Tanner Murray picked a perfect 2 for 2 so far. Looks to keep it rolling here in his third AB. 1-0 pitch. Fastball cut on a miss for strike 1. Got a ball and a strike. So Murray now seeing that average rise to 236. Currently right now on the live box score. Emanuels from the stretch. From the belt, the 1-1. Off speed in the dirt. Corralled by Auerbach, the catcher. Count heads to 2 balls and a strike. Again, the Firebirds trying to snap a 6-game losing streak here at Eldridge Park. Couple of home games upcoming for the Firebirds here until Thursday, before they head on the road to Hyannis on Friday. 2-1 pitch to Murray. Fastball lifted out of the air down the first base side over the hill towards the parking lot area. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tanner Murray glances down to Jamie Quinn on the third base side. So we're right around the 2-hour mark right now. Now the Firebirds this year played a 9-inning game in Harwich right around 2 hours. We're here in the 5th inning. 2-2 to Murray. Curveball in the dirt. Cut on a miss for strike 3 as Emanuel showcases the curveball once again and gets Murray to chase. There's one down here in the 5th. So Emanuel has struck out 5 of the last 6 Firebirds that he has faced.
It only took till game 24 for that to happen. It's pretty good.
Well, we're just talking about the Mariners. That's why what got me going. How he played a 9-inning game in 2 hours. And Hurtubise is now throwing me off because he's a former Mariner.
There's the excuse. That was a good cover.
First pitch fastball to Shea Whitcomb misses up high for ball 1.
Hurtubise is currently in the first base dugout. I don't know where he is. I'm assuming he's in there, but I don't even see him. That was a good cover.
Maybe Hurtubise is running around.
Oh, he probably
keeping
is.
his legs
jogging.
going.
He's probably jogging laps.
Probably went down to Nasa Grill, just a hop, skip, and a jump that way down Route 28. 1-0 pitch to Whitcomb. Fastball swung on and missed for a strike one. Kind of ball to strike on Whitcomb.
Just about 50 feet away, according to Scotty Gange.
50 feet. I'm going to have to bring out one of those things. What do you track it? I forgot what it's called. It's one of the wheel things. That's how you track distance.
I know what you want. You want a rangefinder.
I don't
Use
want
a rangefinder to get it.
Not a rangefinder. Gotta be able to see. You gotta have the line if you're gonna do that. 1-1 pitch to Whitcomb. Curveball rolled over through the hole on the left side of the left field for a base hit. Around second base was Demery on the hit and run. As he'll hold up right there at second base. Shea Whitcomb now collects his first base hit in this ball game. So just one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Firebirds lead 6-3 as they try to tack on a couple more here. So I found out, I just did a quick Google search, and this is it right here. I don't know what it's called, but it's just called a measuring tool, a little wheel. You just wheel it down, and it'll track the distance. Going back to my track and field days in cross country. First pitch fastball at the belt to Josh Samore for strike one.
Well, you ready for this? Talking about running long distances. I made it a goal of mine, and I don't know why. An impulsive decision. I told Chris Constantine. He loved the impulsive decision, by the way. I'm going to run a half marathon.
Going to run a half marathon.
Yeah, January.
In Miami?
Yes, sir.
0-1 pitch fastball fouled off the catcher Auerbach. Count 0-2.
Now, when I mean I'm going to run a half marathon, I genuinely mean I'm going to run. The problem is I haven't registered yet. So this is just all kind of words right now being spoken.
Well, the other thing is, have you run at least a 5K before?
I have. I've run a 5K. I've run a 5-mile race even as well.
Okay.
So I used to run back in my heyday. Not very fast, but I did run.
You're up there at least.
Yeah, I'll be fine. That's not my concern. Just got to register for the dang thing.
Manuels comes set from the belt, the 0-2. Curveball is lifted up and out of play behind the dish. Count remains 0-2. Now it was scary because around one day, about a couple days ago, I walked around 20 miles.
Yes, you did.
Just from working. Scary.
Where do you work again? Sorry. You walked 20 miles at Eldridge Park? That's impressive.
0-2 pitches and more. A fastball. Outside corner, strike three call.
Sure.
A late call there. Had to wait a couple seconds. But Zamora goes down looking. And there are two down here in the fifth.
I think Vicente Alexander Medina looked at his left wrist, saw his watch. He's 2 minutes late for his hot date at 9 o'clock, and punches him out.
I think it's because the Nasa Grill booth closes at 9 o'clock, so I think he wanted to get down there. Unfortunately, won't be able to do that. We'll have to settle for Wendy's maybe late at night or the Land Ho.
Land Ho? You hit a ho-ho home run?
So runners on first and second, two down here. As first pitch in the dirt, Auerbach blocks it up the first base line. Hustles this time to get it as Jacob Hurtubise from the left side. Hurtubise has really been a thorn in the side for the Whitecaps. 4 stolen bases in this ball game. He is 1 for 1. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a single has come around to score all 3 times. 1-0 pitch. Hurtubise slices it foul over the Whitecaps dugout. Over Route 28 into the woods. Kind of ball and a strike. So Emery over at second base. Whitcomb at first. A pair of singles in this half inning by the Firebirds have put him in this position. Hurtubise the left-hander facing the right-hander Manuels. Again, Firebirds lead 6-3 here in the fifth. Manuels looks back at Emery at second. Kicks and fires the 1-1. Foul back to the screen. Kind of ball on 2 strikes. We'll have to find out, too. I don't know how we're going to be able to find this out.
We got time.
But
we can find things out.
The amount of stolen, the honestly record for stolen bases in a ball game here on the Cape.
By one player or a team?
By one player. Because Hurtubise, I think, going to be close to it.
No way. He's got, what, 4?
He's got 4. I think it's got to be six maybe one game, I think, my guess. 1-2 pitch, curveball, check swing. He goes around, says the third base umpire, Doug Isham. And Manuel is able to strike out the side here in the fifth inning as the Firebirds strand 2 after a pair of singles by Emery and Shea Whitcomb. after 5. It's the Firebirds 6, the Whitecaps 3. And I'm going to send it over to our sound reporter, Scotty Gaines. Scotty, I'm getting a little hungry over here. What you got for me?
Thomas, you know I've got you, buddy, because we are now not only at 2. We spent like the last week kind of just talking about edition 2, but now we're back on track. So we're on edition 3 of Bird Bites. So for us tomorrow, we're going to get the special sneak peek of my sit down today with Firebirds outfielder Max Troiani. We talked about, his internship that he put on hold to stay out here chasing his dream. We talked about his family that has given him so much inspiration and motivations in his life, and just kind of his, love for success and hunger for success in life, in business, in baseball, and really everything that encompasses that. Tanner Murray's sit down with me. It's up on our YouTube channel. It was up around noon today, so if you want to watch that, it's about 28 minutes of Tanner Murray telling me all about his love for design, his love for his family, and kind of everything that goes into the life of Tanner Murray. So it was really, really exciting to sit down with him last week and sit down with Max Troiani this afternoon, and I just can't wait to keep these rolling, of course, at the NAC here in Orleans and Cape Cod.
And thank you, Scotty. Of course, the NAC, a favorite place of ours. And we love to see Bird Bites being rolled out here by Scotty Gaines. So, top of the 6th inning from Eldridge Park. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3. Malfetta, the DH, will dig in from the right side to face their left-hander in Isaac Esqueda. Esqueda so far in pitched a perfect relief. 2 innings, just allowed 1 hit and 2 punch-outs. First pitch to Malfetta, check swing. It's in there in the inside corner anyway for strike 1.
So, Thomas, I don't want to ruin the surprise just yet, but there is some fire content coming on the way about Isaac Esqueda on our Twitter page. I'm just going to tease it just like that.
Esqueda kicks and fires the 0-1. Curveball just missing outside. Kind of ball and a strike.
Now, the only problem we may run into is if this is Esqueda's last inning, I've got a conflict. End of 6, if the Birds are winning or tied, there's normally a score update. But then I wouldn't be able to run this gorgeous update of Esqueda unless I do it the next half.
Decisions as the 1-1 pitch is fouled off. Malfetta at the dish, count a ball and 2 strikes.
Also, I have a quasi-answer to your question earlier. You're wondering how many stolen bases have been swiped in the same game. So our great yearbooks that the Firebirds put together, special shout-out to Stu Murray, manager of the special projects in the Orleans organization.
And they're free as well.
They are free.
1-2 pitch, curveball, hit high in the out towards right center field. The right fielder, Brennan, coming in a few steps to his right. Camps under it. It makes the catch.
So there's no definite answer. We have a single season mark. That's 37 by Emmanuel Burrs. Now, the average is obviously less than 1, assuming he played every day. Now, I'm going to call it a strong hunch. Emmanuel Burrs did not play all 44 games of the regular season. Let's say he played 37. It's still an average of 1. But what are the chances he stole only 1 bag a night? I bet you there was at least a 4 or 5 stolen base night.
There definitely was. First pitch as to Duke Ellis. He showed bunt, pulls it back for ball 1.
Now what we really need, and there's no system for this unfortunately, is a box score of every game that season.
Yeah, we need something like that.
Then you can go game by game. 2005.
1-0 pitch. At the belt for strike 1, count a ball and a strike. Of course, that was the year Firebirds last won the Cape League Championship. I believe Emmanuel Burris, first-round draft pick, maybe 2.
Firebirds had a bunch of major leaguers on that squad.
Esqueda from the windup, the 1-1. Curveball outside corner, strike 2.
All right, you want to know the major leaguers in Kelly Nicholson's first season? Well, at least Major League players, rather.
I could tell you a couple right now.
Emmanuel Burris and Stephen Wright are the 2 that always stick out to everyone. There's a bunch others as well. Brett Pill, Everett Teaford, Colin Curtis, Hunter Jones, and Chris Petit. Now, the 06 team might have arguably been better at the next level.
1-2 pitch, a wave and a miss for strike 3. And Esqueda strikes out Duke Ellis. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. He has struck out 3 of the last 4 Whitecaps.
The '06 Firebirds club, and I know you know one of these men very, very well. You were on a clinic with him. Brett Cecil, Andrew Brackman, Josh Satin, who played with the New York Mets, Matt Wieters, who, according to the former Brewster Whitecap PA guy, hit a home run over the band shell.
Oh, he did. I was there.
Danny Valencia, former Miami Hurricane, Joe Mahoney, Eric Surkamp, and Illa Villanueva.
First pitch bounced to Josh Moore at second. The base shuffles over to his right and throw on to first to Esqueda. And Auerbach is retired. So another 1-2-3 inning worked by Isaac Esqueda. After 5.5, it's the Firebirds 6. And the Whitecaps 3 as we'll take a look around the Cape once again. Again, Bourne defeating Katuitt 6-4. The Gatemen defeat the Red Sox 13-2. Over in Hyannis, final score as the Commodores defeat the Harborough 8-1. And over in Harwich, the Mariners defeat the Anglers 2-0 in 1 hour and 55 minutes. So the game started 5 minutes late, but it ended a heck of a lot earlier. The longest game tonight on the Cape so far, 2 hours and 55 minutes in YD. So far, this game is at 2 hours and about 13 or so minutes. So we're making a little bit of time here, I guess. So again, bottom of the 6th inning from Eldridge Park. Now, I did find a Cape League record page that says all the league records, but unfortunately, it says the link is not found. To answer our question about maybe just even a Cape League record for most stolen bases in a game.
Yeah, I kind of wished, and not to rag on anyone too hard, I wish those records were kept maybe a little more sturdy, and that way you could check things like that.
I definitely would like to see a database or something, and especially a league like the Cape, which has so much history and tradition. And that's just my one thing I just have about the Cape League. There's not much. I mean, it's a small thing.
An update on our Twitter, by the way. I just sent out that fire tweet.
So Alec Henderson was promoting his Twitter earlier. We can go promote the Firebirds Twitter now.
At Firebirds CCBL. Go check it out. It's flames.
It's flames. That's why they are the Firebirds. That should be a hashtag. Hashtag it's flames.
I don't think Alec has checked yet. He's working on it. Why don't we show more love for Alec Hendon? Great human being, fantastic writer, but a gentle soul.
A gentle soul.
He's touched. He's crying. Give him the tissues tonight.
So home half of the 6th from Eldridge Park, Firebirds 6, Whitecaps 3. We haven't seen any runs since the 2-run bottom of the 3rd by the Firebirds. First pitch is Zach Britton at the knees for strike 1. Count 0-1. This question about Hurtubise and his stolen bases is just going to bug me the rest of this ball game.
Well, you're going to be bugged.
0-1. Fastball just misses the outside edge. Zach Britton, count a ball and a strike.
I got the thumbs up from Alec Hendon. I think he approves of the tweet. Either that or he's predicting a hit for Zach Britton.
That's true. 1-1, two-seam fastball outside corner. Ball and 2 strikes.
One or the other. Why not?
So Tyler Foltz, new pitcher on the hill for the Whitecaps, as the 1-2 pitch is sliced down the left field line foul. Got remains a ball and 2 strikes. Fallis out of Louisiana Tech, making his 4th appearance on Cape Cod, has pitched 6 1/3 innings with a 4.26 ERA. 1-2 from the windup. Off-speed just misses the outside corner. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. So final line for Samuels, 3 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, no walks, and 9 punch-outs. As he came in relief for Huff, who just pitched an inning and a third. 1-2 pitch, fastball runs up and out of the zone. It's going to be 2-2, so count moves to full at 3-2. Britton so far, double in a run back in the first, and came around to score. Walked in the second, and struck out on the third. 3-2 pitch, Britton slaps it right back Up the middle for bases. It drops in front of the center fielder Ellis for a base hit. And Brennan's aboard for the third time tonight and collects his second base knock. So Zach Britton having a nice game here at Eldridge as the Firebirds pick up their 7th hit in this ball game as well.
Thomas, we've talked about some wacky baseball tonight, but I just want to point something out to make it extremely clear. Tonight in this ball game, Max Troiani listed as the right fielder, Zach Britton in left.
First pitch bunted up in the air, popped up behind the hour back. And it'll drop on the grass for strike one on Troiani.
They've either swapped corners now, or they were just there despite what the lineup read initially. And same thing with Raymond Gill and Trevin Esqueda. Gill was listed as the first baseman, Esqueda the DH, but in fact they were the other way.
So we've seen just a couple different changes here by Kendall because they're throwing us some curveballs. Troiani showing bunt once again. The 0-1 bunts it up the first base side, but foul. As Fago comes up and touches it. Count 0-2 on Troiani. Have to hit away now. So Skip doesn't usually do that to us, but tonight I think he's throwing everybody for a loop.
A weird game.
No balls and 2 strikes to count on Troiani. Fouls, kicks, and deals. 0-2 pitch. Outside corner, strike 3 call. Fastball paints the outside black, and Troiani goes down looking for the first out here in the 6th inning as Troiani was unsuccessfully able to move over Zach Britton in second.
Well, I've got 2 more things I want to talk about that fire tweet, by the way. One, Alec Hendon approved of it and didn't like it, so for shame. Secondly, the man, the myth, the legend, Alex Gagne, we can't thank him enough. That tweet is not possible without Alex.
First pitch to Ray Gill, fastball cut on a miss for strike 1.
Now I wonder if Alec is now tempted to go back and like it.
I think Alec, I know what it is, so I know he's a guy that's
There's a
gonna
bird's
like that.
notification. It's a like from Alec Hendon. This is too much fun.
So Follis just steps off the rubber. I'm surprised that Steve Garrett hasn't made an announcement yet because there's a car in right field with the lights on.
3, 2, 1. No announcement.
0-1 pitch, fastball outside black. Count 0-2 on Ray Gill now.
Now the next question I'm waiting for is if Paige Thompson has gone home, and I would if I was Paige, to be quite honest with you. I'm waiting for the lovely email or text from Paige.
0-2 to Ray Gill. Fastball fouled into the dirt as Auerbach wasn't able to hold on. Count remains 0-2. So now they're saying another funky call here. So they're saying that Auerbach dropped it on the throw back.
Sure.
Kelly Nicholson asked home by umpire to double check. He says he's 100% positive. So Gill goes down swinging. So now 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Follis after allowing Britton to reach out a single, struck out the next 2 Firebirds. So bottom of the 6th here from Eldridge, 6-3 as a throw over to first base as Britton dives back in safely head first.
Now, we know one time this summer, I can't remember the umpire, nor would I call him up by name, but an ump made a call, and they were pretty sure. Now, Kelly took that and said, you're not 100% sure. Tonight, it's 100% sure.
That's good to see. His first pitch to Esqueda is popped up and out of play over Route 28. Count 0-1 on Esqueda, who's so far 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts and hit by a pitch back in the first. So Follis looking into our back for the sign. Comes set. Throw to first base as Britton sprints back into the bag, standing up. Going to Follis, new pitcher on the hill as he'll adjust his belt buckle as he calls time. Something else you don't see very often. Pitcher adjusting his clothing. 0-1 from Follis. Off speed misses low and outside. Kind of ball on a strike on Esqueda. Okay, the Firebirds scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third after the Whitecaps took a 2-0 early lead in the first before they followed up with a run in the third. So the Firebirds haven't looked back since. As the 1-1 from Fallis. Curveball caught on a miss for strike 2 as Esqueda swings right over the moving curve. So Fallis trying to strike out the side here in the 6th after allowing Britton to reach on a single. Esqueda steps out from the left side, digs back in. The right-hander Fallis comes set at the belt. The 1-2 pitch. A fastball caught on the miss for strike 3, and Esqueda goes down swinging as Fallis strikes out the side here in the 6th. Firebirds no run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base after 6. It's the Firebirds 6 and the Whitecaps 3. So we're going to step aside as we're going to send it back to our sideline reporter, Scotty. Now, I'm not going to guess where you are. I'm just going to send it to you.
You're not even going to guess where I am? You have to guess.
You are on the hill.
No. What's my second favorite spot?
Right field pull.
Right field beyond the land, ho, ho, ho,
Yeah,
home run sign.
the land ho ho home run, but we're not talking about land ho here. We're talking about our guy, Mr. Sam Martika. He's not only a game day operations intern, but you're also a sport analytics intern where you got to help me describe it. There's lots of numbers in there that you send to the coaches and us as a media team every day.
Oh yeah, so we got stats, leadoff, scoring position, 2 outs. So what hitters are doing in certain spots. And that's also from the pitching perspective too, where you have, okay, what are pitchers doing when the bases are loaded, when there's, men on and 2 outs, so, and then the righties and lefties too. So say, you have a left-handed pitcher up, 3 righties are coming up, do we like the matchup there? Who can we go to that's good against righties, lefties, whatever. So hopefully to find that advantage somewhere for sure.
You mentioned the advantage. It seems kind of like today and the fact that it's always especially in terms of MLB, managers are kind of relying more and more on statistics and analytics in that sense to make their decisions, who's pitching, who might be a pinch hitter, stuff like that. If there's one stat that has stuck out to you especially, what would it be?
Maybe not stats, but the spray charts of, hitters, so say we're playing Chatham, Hyannis, we'll look at their hitters, hey, where are they hitting the ball? If there's a lefty up, are they always pulling it to the right side? How can we shift our outfielders? So maybe not one stat, but definitely, certain players' spray charts where you can see, like, holy cow, this player always hits to the right side. Maybe we should do something about that and stealing out.
All about getting an edge in the game. Sam Martika, thanks so much. Guys, we'll send it back to you. We got an exciting baseball game tonight.
Yes, we do, Scotty. And Isaac Esqueda will head back out for his 4th inning of work. Served up a leadoff single to Jesse Franklin on the first pitch of the 7th, with the Birds leading the Whitecaps 6-3. South brought from USC, set from the first base side. First pitch to Tyler Gentry. Fastball on the inside corner, taken for strike 1. Firebirds have scored 6 runs over the first 3 innings. The Whitecaps 3 over the first 3. And both teams scoreless since. Gentry, the right fielder from Alabama, 2 for 3 tonight. Digs back in from the right side. Esqueda's 0-1. Breaking ball tapped up the third base side, and it's 0-2. So I did receive an update, by the way, on a couple of things. Let's address issue number 1. Paige Thompson is in fact home. Went home about 2 hours into the game and is enjoying the entertainment and wishes people go Birds. So that's good to know. The 0-2. Breaking ball chopper to the third base side. This trickles foul. We'll do it again. We also have some great work by Bryce Johnson, our wonderful producer, who he was able to dig into one box score. We don't know if it's an all-time high or anything like that, but we do know that Emmanuel Burris stole 4 bases on June 27th back in 2005. So at least we know it's not a record by any stretch of the imagination. 0-2 the count, the pitch. Fastball runs low and in, and it's 1-2. Reason why that comes up for those of you just joining us. Jacob Hurtubise has swiped 4 stolen bags tonight. So the Birds have run rampant on the base paths. It's part of the reason why Orleans leads Brewster 6-3, with a runner on first and nobody down in the top of the 7th. Esqueda's 1-2. Breaking ball fought back out of play, and we'll do it again.
And I will be adamantly searching for the rest of this ball game, just so you know.
So Thomas will wish you a good night. Good luck on your search.
I at least found a.
Go seek Scotty. Get it.
Seeking a manual. We're seeking a manual, though.
We are seeking a manual. Where's Waldo? Esqueda 1 and 2. Ahead on Gentry. Runner dancing off a first. 1-2 home. Fastball cut on and missed. Strike 3. Isaac Esqueda pounding it in the zone. Racks up K number 4. And there's one away.
Well, Esqueda coming out of this bullpen has been sharp as always, making all of his appearances here at home, and he feels comfortable really now at Eldridge Park.
So that will bring up Marcus Castanon, who's 0 for 3 today. And boy, would the Birds love a double play right here. Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 6-3 as this game starts to pick up just a little bit. First pitch home. Looping curveball chopped her to the third base side, but foul for strike 1.
Now I'm just looking through some of these box scores, and it's just bringing back a lot of some of the names I just remember. For example, Matt Cooksey, the center fielder. I forgot where he played, but his mom used to come to almost I feel like every single home game on the first base side and sit right next to us.
Did you introduce yourself?
Of course.
Very
I was
nice.
like 6 at the time, but I was there.
Franklin aboard at first, and Esqueda will toss over that way and nothing doing. And you mentioned in the last half inning that a car had their headlights on in right field. Now it's a different car, but still no announcement.
Someone didn't get the memo.
So the tying run's in the on-deck circle for Brewster, which makes this batter that much more important. 0-1, fastball up in the zone. Castanon checked his swing, he held up, and it's 1-1. So Isaac Esqueda entered this ball game in the 4th. Has only surrendered 2 hits along the way. The southpaw from USC, 38 pitches in 3 1/3, 31 of them strikes. He has been sharp on the bump and has been the hero that the Birds have needed. 1-1 the count to Castanon. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit hard to the left side. Diving stop by the shortstop Whitcomb. Rises to his feet, throws to second, but not in time. So Whitcomb did yeoman's work to keep it in the infield, but Castanon reaches on the infield single.
Well, just a good block by Whitcomb, the shortstop, to keep the ball in the infield. Almost gone out over at second base as well.
So that will bring up the tying run to the plate, and it's Tyler Hardman. Hardman tied for first in the Cape with 5 home runs. Hit one last night at Veterans Field. So the Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3 here in the top of the 7th. Tying runs at the plate. First pitch, Franklin darting from second. The throw to third skips over the glove of Murray down the left field line. It's backed up by the left fielder Max Troiani, who will just lollipop it back in to the third baseman Murray, but a double steal this time for Brewster.
Well, it's those small things such as backing up a throw to third. Those are the small things that will add up after a while. Max trying doing it all down there. Otherwise, the Whitecaps were attacked on a run here.
So 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out at the top of the 7th. Lefty on righty matchup, the 1-0 to Hardman. Breaking ball poked foul, and it's 1-1. Hardman has the power to hit the ball out of the yard. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a pair of strikeouts. He's now 5 for 18 this summer against left-handed pitching, after only hitting .244 against right-handers. 1-1 the count to Hardman, the pitch. Looping curveball that's cut on by the third baseman, and it's 1-2. So this would be a big punch-out for Isaac Esqueda if he can find a way to set down Hardman. Hardman's already been retired twice tonight via the K. He's gone down 24 times in now just his 23rd game. Castanon's aboard at second, Franklin 90 feet away. Birds up by 3 here in the 7th. The 1-2. Curveball cut on and missed, strike 3. Esqueda dropped the hook, Hardman chased. It's Esqueda's 5th K, and there's 2 away.
Oh, there it is again. Isaac Esqueda using the strikeout in a big spot to record an out. Just 1 out away from getting out of this jam once again.
Has to find a way to set down Eric Fago. Fogg goes 0 for 2 tonight and struck out his last time up. Big first baseman from Stetson digs in from the right side. First pitch from Esqueda. Fastball broken bat right to the shortstop. Whitcomb charges in, makes the grab before it hits the ground, and the side is retired. So Isaac Esqueda, 4 scoreless innings out of the bullpen and strands a pair of runners here in the 7th. The Whitecaps score no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. We've reached stretch time here at Eldridge Park with the Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 6-3, but we're not going to head to a break. Instead, Scotty Gaines is stretching out those legs somewhere in this ballpark. Let's play another game of Seeking Scotty.
Thomas and Josh, in front of me is where the young men play, but behind me is where the kids play. I made it a little harder today, didn't I? Huh?
I think you're over by left center field by the playground.
Thomas, you know this place so well. I could not say anything and you'd guess where I am.
He knows this place better than he knows his own right hand.
The back of his hand. Okay, but
no, the front. No, the front. He knows it that well.
Here's my story with this. I got here at about 1:30 today, and there was a couple infielders and outfielders doing some very, very early work. Zach Daniels was going up against the curveball pitching machine. If you can see me, he hit the ball off this curveball machine that's going like 70 out here. The 434 is directly in line to where I am. I've never seen a ball hit so hard up so close. It seriously, it frightened me. I've never been so scared watching somebody hit a baseball, but he so ridiculously far, and I know the urban legend is Frank Thomas, and I think Mark Teixeira too hit it over the 434. If this was just more towards center, then Zach Daniels would have easily cleared the 434 center field fence. It was absolutely ridiculous.
So it's also funny, too, because Shea Whitcomb was probably headed more towards the gazebo out there in left center towards 350 over BP a couple games ago. And I made the joke because Brewster obviously has a netting over their playground at Stony Brook that we're going to have to install a netting out there in left center field over the playground out in left center.
I think it to the playground. It was really amazing.
So the home half of the 7th we go. First pitch to Rob Emery, skied into shallow center field. Center fielder Duke Ellis comes on, makes the basket catch for the first out of the inning. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3 in the 3rd meeting of 6 between these two clubs. Right-hander Tyler Follis back out there for Brewster. He's retired the last 4 in a row now. This game was an early slugfest between the two sides. All 9 runs scored in the first 3 innings. Since then, the bullpens have been sharp. Tanner Murray now the batter for Orleans. First pitch from Follis. Murray shows bunt, nubs it up the third base side. It trickles foul for strike 1. Murray's 2 for 3 tonight. A 2 RBI single in the first, a double in the third, and came around to score. Third baseman from UC Davis digs back in. Right-hander Follis out of the windup. The 0-1. Fastball runs past the outstretched arm of Auerbach to the backstop, and it's 1-1. Does not appear anyone's warming up in the Orleans bullpen. Isaac Esqueda, who's tossed 4 scoreless innings tonight out of the pen, looks to be set to go back out for a 5th. 1-1, bending curveball that runs inside, and it's 2-1. And Adam Simoneris, who the Birds thought they might get a long start from tonight, held the Whitecaps to 3 runs in the first 5 innings, but his pitch count ran up just a bit too high. 2-1, breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Sharp slider from Follis, the right-hander from Louisiana Tech, who's making his 4th appearance on the summer. Strikes out about a batter per inning. Here's the 2-2. Fastball runs outside, and the count runs full. Orleans 6, Brewster 3. 3-2 the count to the 7-hole hitter Tanner Murray, with 1 away in the last of the 7th. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball looping down the right side, and we'll do it again. So the Firebirds 6 outs away from snapping a 6-game losing skid. It's been a tale of 2 different stretches for the Birds. First 17 games for Orleans, they practically couldn't lose. Payoff pitch once again. Fastball line back, and we'll do it again. Firebirds started the summer 11-4-2. They were the best team in the Cape Cod Baseball League with 24 points at the time. Since then, they've lost 6 in a row. Errors have come in bunches, and the pitching staff hasn't been sharp. 3-2, Murray fights it off once again. And this pitch is, I bet will go another pitch. So pitch number 9 will come from Tyler Follis as Murray continues to drive up Follis' pitch count. It's up to 26 in an inning and a third. Follis 19 strikes, 7 balls. Murray sporting the high socks from the right side. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball boomed out to right center field. Long run for the center fielder Ellis. He's on his horse. Right fielder Gentry converging. And he's able to make the catch up against the fence for a loud out number 2.
Again, just balls like those are not finding the grass or just getting out of this ballpark here. Just shy of the wall in front of the grandstand, or the bandstand, I should say, out of right center field. As Tanner Murray continues to stay hot at the plate.
So now Shea Whitcomb will be the batter for the Birds. He singled his last time up. Here's the first pitch. Fastball right down the chute for strike 1. And it looks like, with nobody warming up with 2 down, Isaac Esqueda will go back out for his 5th inning of work out of the pen. 40-something pitches for Esqueda over the first 4. 0-1. Fastball bounces low, and it's 1-1. On the other side for Brewster, they just got an inning and a third from Chance Huff to start this ball game. But then Stevie Emanuels was brilliant. 3 2/3, struck out 9. 1-1. Breaking ball cut on and missed, and it's 1-2. And now it's Tyler Follis on the mound, looking to get through another scoreless frame. 1-2. Breaking ball ties up Whitcomb. He went around strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Follis. It's the 14th K tonight for Whitecaps pitching. And another 1-2-3 inning for Brewster here in the 7th. Through 7 complete innings at Eldridge Park, the Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3. And we'll head to a short break. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Here's the 1-2 pitch again. It's a breaker that Samuelson just looked like he was swinging a tennis racket at and couldn't make contact. It's the second strikeout of the inning for Wilcox. And they're
going to go back in there to Andrew Abbott. 1-2 fast.
The 1-0 pitch. Fastball catches the inside corner, and it's 1-1. And you Isaac Esqueda heads back out for his 5th inning of work out of the bullpen. The Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. First pitch from the southpaw to Gage Workman. Looping curveball catches the outside corner for strike 1. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for Brewster in the inning. Christian Malfetta and Duke Ellis to follow. The switch hitting shortstop back in from the right side. Esqueda out of the windup. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball bounces low, and the count's 1-1. Workman tonight, 2 for 3. Doubled back in the second, singled in the third. He also went down swinging in the 5th. One of 5 strikeouts tonight for Isaac Esqueda. The left-hander from USC rocks and fires 1-1. Breaking ball fisted down the right side and out of play, and it's 1-2. Esqueda, 48 pitches through 4+ innings tonight. Adam Seminaire started this ball game for the Firebirds, just lasted 3. Kelly Nicholson turned it over to the pen, and Esqueda has been lights out. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, high chopper to the right side, trickles out of play, and we'll do it again.
I just want to shout out my mom quickly because she guessed Emmanuel Burris on the money.
Firebirds 6 outs away from snapping their 6-game losing skid. Esqueda staring in for the sign from David Avidia, freshly inserted into this game. 1-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Make it 6 strikeouts for Isaac Esqueda out of the bullpen, and there's 1 away here in the 8th.
Well, Esqueda, every time he comes out on the hill for the Firebirds, continues to dominate. And here against the Whitecaps, they're just having a tough time picking up that curveball and putting it in play.
So that will bring up Christian Malfetta, the DH from Stanford. Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses low for ball 1. Now we talked about who might be the single game leader in stolen bases in the Cape Cod Baseball League. We know it's not Jacob Hurtubise or Emmanuel Burris. They're at least tied. Imagine someone's got 5 or 6. But Malfetta might be the only player ever to play 4 seasons in the Cape. 1-0 rocket to left field. Troiani comes on, slides. Did he make the grab? Yes, he did. Max Troiani comes charging in, slid on his feet, and takes away a base hit from Christian Malfetta. There's 2 down in the 8th.
Well, Troiani playing a slick and clean left field out there, going down to his bottom to make the catch. Again, the Firebirds defense so far has been up to the task, making some nice defensive plays out there.
So now Duke Ellis, the center fielder from Texas, digs in. First pitch, a curveball that fools the left-handed swinger for strike 1. Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 6-3, here with 2 away in the top of the 8th. Esqueda has retired the last 4 he's faced, and is 1 out away from completing 5 scoreless innings out of the pen. 0-1, 12-6 curveball misses upstairs, and it's 1-1. Ellis 0 for 3 tonight, a pair of strikeouts. Firebirds pitching staff has fanned 10. Here's the 1-1 from Esqueda. Fastball bounces low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now Jeff Pramel, who has been the Firebirds' closer this season, threw 2 innings last night for the Birds. He's got 4 saves, which ties him for the Cape lead, but you would imagine he would be unavailable tonight after throwing 2 innings last night. 2-1 the count to Ellis. Here's the pitch. Fastball chopped back to the mound. Esqueda comes off first base side. Underhand flip, and the side is retired. 5 scoreless innings from Isaac Esqueda out of the Firebirds bullpen. Retires the Whitecaps in order here in the 8th. We'll head to the home half with the Firebirds leading the Whitecaps 6-3. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
I like Legos ever since I was a little kid. So
Was there like a tipping point, like a specific day where you were like, do you know what, Legos are sick?
I think it was just ever since once I figured out what I could do with the Legos, like building spaceships from my own mind, just putting them together and stuff like that.
And it still rings true today?
Yeah, I do love them. I don't have any with me though.
Oh,
that's a sad
That's
part.
a long summer.
Yeah, I know. That's a long summer.
All right, I'll track you back. If there's one specific Lego Starship, Battlestar, whatever thing that you made that you're most proud of, is there one you could pick out?
Yes, there's one that I made from scratch. Like I took some parts that were in the instructions and then added some new stuff that I wanted from my mind, my imagination, and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun doing it.
What did it look like?
It was like a spaceship, but it had like it was almost like a baseball for like the cruise ship, almost where the driver would sit.
Okay.
And but it was orange. and it was like a little globe that he sat in.
Whoa.
For where like.
You send that into like BMW or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
I noticed you have lots of wristbands on. What do those mean to you? If there's anyone specifically.
One of them just says strength, integrity, passion, which we got from Tennessee, just from having strength and integrity in Christ, and then just passion for whatever you're passionate about.
What are you passionate about?
Christ, baseball, and family.
Pretty cool. Normally when I ask different players what they're passionate about, they go, Do you know what? Yes, and you were right away.
Firebirds 6, Whitecaps 3 as we head to the home half of the 8th inning. Tyler Follis back out for his 3rd inning in relief. Set to face 9-1-2 of this Orleans lineup. Josh Zamora digs in. First pitch from Follis. Fastball on the outside corner, taken for strike 1. Jacob Hurtubise and Zach Britton to follow for the Birds, as Orleans in search of some insurance runs, up by 3. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball tapped up the third base side and foul, and it's 0-2. Isaac Esqueda on the Orleans side, 5 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. Has surrendered just 3 hits and struck out 6. We'll see if he'll start the 9th inning. No one warming up right now for the Birds. 0-1. Fastball runs off the dish. Check that 0-2, and it's 1-2. If Esqueda does record an out, it would be the longest appearance by any Firebirds pitcher this season. The 1-2. Curveball fouled back by Zamora, and we'll do it again. And it looks like just a bunch of bodies up against the fence beyond the right field bullpen. Watching on. Righty on righty matchup here in the last of the 8th. The 1-2. Breaking ball bounces low, and it's 2-2.
Well, especially here on Cape Cod, how many times do you see a reliever throw 6 innings? We rarely see a starter go 6.
Rarely will you see a reliever go 6 at any level. 2-2. Fastball boomed out to deep left center field. Ellis on the run. He's got room. Makes the grab just in front of the track for the first out of the inning.
Unless you're Brian Kenny in the opener, do you see a reliever go 6? But Josh Zamora just building off that fly out. A couple good swings of the ball tonight. They just haven't been able to carry enough here in left center field. The wind is blowing in from left center as well. That's not helping his cause.
So Jacob Hurtubise now the batter. First pitch, fastball. He's swinging, loops this out to left field. Left fielder Franklin gives chase, but it drops down in foul ground for strike 1. Hurtubise has been aboard 3 times tonight. That all came in the first 3 innings. 0-1. Hurtubise shows bunt, pulls back on the heater outside, and it's 1-1. Hurtubise drew a walk in the first, hit by the pitch in the second, and recorded a base knock in the third. Righty on lefty matchup, the 1-1. Fastball nips the inside corner, and it's 1-2. For Brewster, in their last chance at the dish, trailing by 3, it'll be the top of their lineup. Brett Auerbach, Jesse Franklin, and Tyler Gentry. Follis rocks and deals. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball tapped off the front foot of Hurtubise. And we'll do it again at 1-2. So still no one warming up in the Orleans bullpen. You'd have to imagine Isaac Esqueda would go back out for the night. The 1-2. Fastball fouled off the pole here on the left side and caroms on to the highway. And we'll do it again. So a good fight from Hurtubise to drive up the pitch count of Follis, now at 42 pitches. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball lined over the third baseman Hardman down the left side, but foul. And the count once again at 1-2. So 3 straight foul balls by Hurtubise. And he has been your prototypical leadoff hitter tonight. Has found ways to get on, has swiped bags, and has drawn deep counts. He has done it all. 1-2 once again. Fastball boomed down the left side, but foul. And the 4th consecutive foul ball by Hurtubise. So the 8th pitch of this AB coming. Fastball, high chopper to the right side. First baseman Fago charges on. Runs to the back himself for the second out of the frame. So now Zach Britton, who started this ball game out in left, has shifted over to right. Will dig in for the 5th time tonight. It's a 2-hit performance by Britton. An RBI double in the 1st, and then singled in the 6th. First pitch from the right-hander, Follis. Fastball popped into shallow left field. Franklin coming in. Shortstop Workman going out. Franklin makes the call and the catch, and the side is retired. So the Birds go down in order in the 8th, but look who's going back out there. It's Isaac Esqueda looking to cap off this ball game for the Orleans Firebirds and snap a 6-game losing skid. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Isaac Esqueda will do what no Firebirds pitcher has done this summer. Esqueda goes back out for his 6th inning of work, trying to end the Firebirds' 6-game losing skid. It's Orleans 6, Brewster 3, as we head to the top of the 9th at Eldridge Park. One last chance for Brewster, and it's the top of their lineup. First pitch from Esqueda to Auerbach, popped up into shallow right field. Zach Britton ranging to his left. Camps under it, makes the grab, and the Whitecaps down to their final 2 outs. So they know Esqueda's throwing strikes. They're aggressive swinging at the first pitch, but that keeps Esqueda's pitch count down. He's at 57 through 5 1/3, and now the longest outing of any Firebirds arm. Esqueda, a starter at USC. He's been built for this endurance before. Jesse Franklin will dig in for the 5th time tonight. Franklin 1 for 3. Lefty on lefty matchup. Esqueda rocks and fires. Here's the first pitch up. Fastball fouled back to the screen for strike 1. This ball game started off as a slugfest. Firebirds scored 6 runs in the first 3 innings. The Whitecaps 3 in the first 3. No one has scored since. Esqueda wheels and deals the 0-1 to Franklin. Breaking ball on the outside corner, and Franklin down to his final strike in this AB. Orleans 6, Brewster 3. And the Firebirds, who haven't won in a week, trying to end their 6-game slide. Esqueda gets the sign, wheels and deals, here's the 0-2. Fastball just missed off the plate, and it's 1-2.
Good looking pitch there. You can probably hear some of the Firebird faithful and Ken Nicholson himself shouting, yeah.
Kelly always verbal from the first base dugout, encouraging on his team. 1-2 the count to Franklin, the 2-hole hitter tonight for Jamie Shevchek's club. Esqueda a deep breath. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, Franklin lays off, and it's 2-2. Tyler Gentry waits on deck for the Whitecaps, but Brewster needs to find a way to put 3 on the board. Firebirds looking to grab the series lead at 2-1 over Brewster. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Isaac Esqueda, his 7th K out of the bullpen, and the Whitecaps are down to their final out.
Well, Esqueda continues to just flat out dominate. And honestly, why not end this game with a strikeout right now?
So now Tyler Gentry, the right fielder from Alabama, the last chance for the Brewster Whitecaps. Isaac Esqueda, a season-long outing by a Firebirds pitcher. Here's the first pitch to Tyler Gentry. Fastball fouled back out of play for strike 1. Firebirds lead the Whitecaps 6-3, with Brewster down to their final out in the top of the 9th. Esqueda 5 2/3 out of the bullpen. Has thrown 63 pitches tonight. Lefty on righty matchup. Esqueda winds and fires the 0-1. Breaking ball tapped up the third base side, fell, and the Whitecaps are down to their final strike. Gentry's 2 for 4 tonight. A double in the first, a single in the third, but went down swinging in the 7th to Esqueda once already. The southpaw from USC with 7 Ks tonight, looking to complete this Firebirds victory. Here's the 0-2 from Esqueda. Curveball misses off the dish, and it's 1-2. So Esqueda steps off the mound, asks for the signs once again. The southpaw's ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Isaac Esqueda, 8 Ks out of the bullpen in a Firebirds season high 6 innings as Orleans snaps their 6-game losing slide. The Birds topple the Whitecaps at Eldridge Park 6-3 on a gorgeous Tuesday evening.
Well, the Firebirds did what the Firebirds did when they were hot. They pitched well. The bats came alive at the right time, put a couple hits together, and they scored runs. This time I knew, the Firebirds, they scored 6 runs in the first 3 innings of the ball game. That's all they needed. Again, they got to the starting pitching. They roughed them up in Huff, taking advantage of the walks and hit-by pitches that he issued, and then used a strong relief appearance by Isaac Esqueda. Turns 6 innings of strong baseball, just 3 hits, does not allow a run, and strikes out 8 across 6. Isaac Esqueda definitely deserved the win in this ball game.
So Esqueda advances to 1-1. Chance Huff picks up the loss. He falls to 0-1 as the Birds advance to 12-10-2 on the year. The Firebirds holding on to that 3rd place spot. The Whitecaps fall to 11-11-1 as Orleans scores 6 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. They leave 8 runners left on base. Brewster scores 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They leave 9 men left on in a game that took 2 hours and 58 minutes at Eldridge Park, seen by 1,453 fans. And without a question, Isaac Esqueda, the Birds baller of the game tonight. He was sharp. 6 innings of shutout baseball, all out of the bullpen. The longest appearance by any Firebirds pitcher this summer. Only surrendered 3 hits and struck out 8. And without a doubt, the Birds baller of the game tonight has the ball still in his pocket after the longest outing by any Firebirds pitcher this summer. Let's send it over to Scotty Gage.
Thank you, Josh. You said it. Without a doubt, the Birds baller of the game, Isaac Esqueda, 6 innings out of the bullpen. I'll ask you this. Coming to the field today, did you know you were going to throw 6 innings today?
I did not. I mean, just like how the regular, just coming out of the bullpen, just 2 or 3, but I did not expect anything about 6.
You threw 6 innings fantastically well. You were working fast out there. It was a long first 3 innings. Were you trying to speed things up, or is that just the way you move?
Just that's the way I move. I mean, just trying to get out, coming out of the bullpen, just a little bit, trying to get in a rhythm and just trying to put the balls in play.
6 straight losses for the Firebirds, and you come out six innings scoreless, dominate on the mound, and help your team get a win for the first time in a long time. How great does that feel?
Feels good. I mean, feels good. I mean, after those 6 losses, I mean, we didn't like that, but I mean, it's just starting to get into a groove. I mean, just like we did in this game, put the ball in play, played catch. I mean, other than that, I mean, after this win, hopefully to go back into a streak again.
It was the longest outing of anybody on the Firebirds, and you came from out of the bullpen. When stuff like that happens and you're 4 innings, 5 innings through, coming out of the bullpen, how do you keep yourself mentally focused in this game?
Just like how I did back in school, just trying to get in a rhythm, just trying to pound the zone, get the ball in play, make my defense work so they can help me out, and just trying to keep less pitches, throw less pitches, just trying to get everybody in the rhythm and not come back in the dugout as quickly as possible.
Kelly Nicholson said after the game, as you guys were doing your high fives, he said, "Birds are back, birds are back." A lot of that is because of your fantastic outing tonight. That must seem pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it feels really good just to be back, just to get that win.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you
Fantastic, fantastic outing. You guys, without a doubt, the Birds baller of the game, Mr. Isaac Esqueda. I'll let you go do some celebrations. Thanks so much for the time,
Appreciate
dude.
it. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Isaac Esqueda, as we said, 6 innings, fantastic, fantastic outing. You heard it right there. It was all about the rhythm that he was keeping with himself up on the mound and just keeping that presence of mind. We're going to get the full Bird's Eye View post-game show rocking in a little bit. I know one of our broadcasters are coming over here. Koki Riley and Alec Hendon are coming up next, but guys, we'll send it back to you because I know we've got another interview on the other end, so we'll send it over to you guys.
And thank you, Scotty. Yes, Jacob Hurtubise will be joining us in just a few seconds. Again, the Firebirds defeat the Whitecaps 6-3. They end that 6-game losing streak, and they finally get back on the right side of the hump. As I am now joined by Jacob Hurtubise here on the Birds post game. And Jacob, first off, thank you for joining me.
Of course, happy to be here.
Well, Jacob, you had a fantastic game. You know, off early and running, 4 stolen bases in this ball game. Do you recall the last time you had this many stolen bases?
Yeah, my sophomore year of college, we were playing Bucknell. I actually had 6 in a 7-inning game.
Wow, so 6 stolen bases in a game. So you mentioned, back at college, you're a guy that comes from Army. What's it like to be here on Cape Palmer? Maybe what's the transition or difference?
Oh, it's awesome. Being able to play baseball, like the game I love. Right before coming here, I was doing military training, which obviously is very difficult, very strenuous on the body. But just being able to come out here in such a beautiful area, come play baseball every day, it's been an unreal experience.
And you're out here running on first and second pitches, stealing bases, and you're doing military training. Now it's your second go around here on Cape Cod. Spent a couple games with Harwich. What's been the difference, and what's the experience here between Harwich and Orleans?
Yeah, definitely 2 very different teams. Over at Harwich, they like to have fun and be relaxed, and it's the same thing here, but honestly it fits me a little better here just because Coach Kelly does a great job with the guys being a little more regimented, being focused on every swing, every at-bat, making sure we're doing the right thing at all times. And so I've really enjoyed my time here and at Harwich. I got no knocks against them. I'm excited to play them tomorrow.
It's always a fun time here in Cape Cod, and the Firebirds again snapped that 6-game losing streak. Isaac Esqueda pitched a fantastic game, and after that last down, obviously you're out in center field. What's the emotion, I guess, around the team? I saw guys jumping up and down. What was the emotion when you finally the Firebirds come back on top again?
Yeah, it's exciting being able to come out with a win after struggling for a little bit. We've kept working hard in the cages and early work, in our BP, just staying focused, locking in on that final goal of reaching the playoffs at the end of the season.
Of course, that is the goal, and you mentioned about the goals for the Firebirds. How about any goals for you this summer? Anything that you want to achieve? Obviously, 4 stolen bases in one game is a pretty achievement so far. Anything you want to work on?
I'm just trying to have fun while I'm out here. Going into my senior season at Army, it's a big one for me, so I'm really looking forward to just continuing my success here and then continuing it into my senior year as well.
Well, Jacob, it was fun to watch you out here in the Diamond, and thank you for joining us here
of course.
on the Birds Post-Game Show.
Thank you.
Again, that was Jacob Hurtubise alongside myself, Thomas Zinzarell, here on the Birds Broadcast Network. As the Firebirds again able to snap out of this 6-game losing streak as they defeat the Whitecaps by a final score of 6-3. How it all came into fruition? Well, came only back in the first inning. Firebirds scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Again, the Whitecaps started the game with a 2-run first inning. A base knock by Tyler Gentry for a fielder's choice by Marcos Castanon. But again, that was pretty much all the offense so far. As we're going to send it back over to Scotty Gage once again.
Coach, I got the numbers for you.
Okay,
6 innings. I think it was just under 70 pitches.
It was, yeah.
A fantastic, fantastic outing for Isaac Esqueda. Let's start with him.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me about it. He was just so good.
Yeah, I mean, by far, I mean, I know we haven't played too many games up to this point, but by far the best outing so far in this, I guess we're midway point or a little bit past midway. It was pretty dominant as far as filling up the zone. I think maybe one free pass, 6 innings, some very bad swings that he was forcing. Being able to mix that fastball that he throws that quite honestly cuts about a foot, it seems. And then mixing that with a curveball that comes out 69 and then a hard slider at 77. I mean, it's just tough. And to be able to go through a lineup twice, 2 full times and do that was very impressive. And to continue getting the same swings in that last inning, in the 6th inning, just speaks to how on he was today. And it was a really good bounce back day for him too. Because he struggled a little bit. He came out hot in his first outing for us. Last outing wasn't as clean. The curveball wasn't there. We weren't mixing the pitches as well, and he struggled a little bit. But to be able to come back today and put on that performance, especially, after a start that didn't just, it didn't work in Sem's favor today, to be able to come right back and do that for us, and then just beyond that performance, what it does for our pitching staff, being able to save a couple arms that we had today, because we are in this long stretch of consecutive games with more to go. So I mean, unbelievable performance by that guy. He's such a competitor. He's always locked in. Like, no one's talking to him in the dugout. He's just so involved in what he has to do, and he did it. And he did it very well today.
You mentioned, how big it was for him and for Seminaris. Speaking with pitching coach Matt Troop here, for the team, after losing 6 straight games, for him to come out and have the longest outing of any Firebird all summer, out of the bullpen to get you guys this win. How big is that for the Firebirds?
Yeah, I mean, just to touch on again, what it does for the pen was big, but yeah, what it does for the team is even bigger, because we needed to snap out of the skid, and it was a close game there at the beginning, right? And their relievers on the other side did a great job of coming in and slowing down our offense there. So to be able to have Isaac Esqueda come back out inning after inning and throwing up zeros and not even being in trouble really just kept that momentum totally on our side, despite going a little bit cold at the plate. But yeah, his performance helped tremendously getting us back in this win column, which feels good. You see a bunch of smiles. But yeah, I mean, just, I want to touch on Skip, just staying positive. And these guys really came out today with and you saw the way they played today. There was no pressure. They didn't have that.
It was very
pressure.
Uplifting, it seemed.
It really was. I mean, it came out hot at the plate, and to be able to do that inning after inning, we knew that we were along for the ride. I mean, it was Isaac's game, and we were just there. I was really happy to be able to enjoy that show from our front row seats here in the dugout. It was unbelievable by him.
Did you have any idea that coming into the ballpark today, Isaac Esqueda was going to throw 6 innings?
Oh, definitely not. But we did have an idea to, have him kind of stretch out a little bit today because of our bullpen situation, and we wanted to piece it together with one of our new pitchers, Angelo Smith from Michigan, because you got one ball, Isaac Esqueda, a lefty, that will cut about this much away from a left-handed hitter, and then you have Angelo that moves about this much, runs this much into a hitter. So to be able to put them off of each other was going to be a fun sight to see. But like I said, we were along
Didn't
for the
need to.
ride. We didn't need it because it was Isaac's ball game tonight. So it was very fun to watch.
It really was fun to watch. I know for you, for me, for a pitching coach, that must be an absolute dream. Watch a guy just absolutely step up when it seems like the team maybe needed it most.
Yes, no doubt. This game goes to Isaac Esqueda. I want to touch on Rob Emery behind the dish. Yeah. Did fantastic. David coming in there doing fantastic. We had one inning today that was unbelievable set of plays that were made from Tanner Murray. Picking that ball arm side, and we almost got the pick at first, but that was okay. And then him Spider-Man climb the fence there to steal an out right off of the net. And then to have Josh Zamora go backhand up the middle and make a play. So, man, I mean, first of all, Isaac is on. But then in the inning where maybe they had something going, that happens behind us.
Huge.
It speaks to the tempo and the pace that Isaac displayed on the mound to keep all the infielders locked in, because every swing. I mean, they're swinging on every pitch, and granted they swung and missed a lot today, but you always know with Isaac on the mound he's going to come after them, so you have to be locked in, and we saw that inning. So again, his performance was fantastic, but to be able to keep our defense in the game too, it really helped there. So.
Congratulations to you, Coach. Congratulations again to Isaac Esqueda. Thank you. Yeah, what we're going to do now is a special musical chair. So we're going to let you go celebrate with the team and enjoy.
Perfect.
We're going to bring our guy Josh White in.
Oh, the man,
so
Josh
thank you
White.
again, Coach.
Yes,
really do appreciate you. And we're going to keep the Bird's Eye View post-game show rolling as Josh White comes in. Again, Isaac Esqueda, you cannot touch on how good he was. Josh, nice weave-in, by the way. That was good. But let's talk about Isaac Esqueda. The perfect outing for exactly what this team needed.
Well, first off, I don't know how I replace Matt Troop. That's not possible. I guess I'm the call to the bullpen and bringing in Isaac Esqueda. And you're right. It was the longest outing of any Firebirds pitcher this summer. And it wasn't like, he was in there in mop-up duty or anything like that. He was sharp. 6 shutout innings, struck out 8 or 9, I believe, in the end. And it was incredible just watching him work. And he kept his pitch count really efficient. He got guys to swing early and often. And then he ran some of those deeper counts, and he was able to get strikeouts. And I think the big thing for him was the curveball. I don't know what Matt Troop said. I'm not a pitching expert like him. But to me, the curveball was the key for Esqueda, especially later on in this ballgame. He dropped that hook, kept a lot of batters off balance. And when you looked at the lineup construction tonight for Brewster, they intentionally stacked it with a lot of right-handers. And that was given because Adam Seminaris had only given up 1 hit against lefties. So Brewster goes, you know what? Let's go all righties. And despite that, Seminaris and Esqueda are both able to set him down.
So we've touched enough on Esqueda. He was fantastic. You heard from himself. We've heard from you and pitching coach Matt Troop. But it was a great game really all around. Speaking of guys like Tanner Murray, speaking of guys like Jacob Hurtubise, who stood out to you especially today? Let's go offensively.
I think offensively it's got to be Jacob Hurtubise. Now, granted, that all happened in the first 3 innings. That's how long those first 3 innings were. But he reached base in all 3 innings and stole 4 bags in the first 3 innings. He kind of set the tone for me offensively. It's kind of when you think about it, you have the leadoff guy setting the table like that, draws a 4-pitch walk in the first inning, then steals second, and you just know that Birds offense could get going. Another guy you didn't mention who had a great night as well, Zach Britton. Almost went understated of how good of a night because he got overshadowed. Everyone got overshadowed by Isaac Esqueda. Britton delivered a bunch of hits, came through with that clutch RBI double, made some strong defensive plays. And even as a whole, I know Matt Troop talked about it a little bit, just the defense tonight was exceptional. They did make 1 error, but it was after a fantastic play to keep the ball in the infield. So it would have been a base hit anyway. Max Shrani made a sliding catch. Tanner Murray obviously climbed the fence to grab that ball. So if the Birds are pitching like this, they're taking advantage of other teams' mistakes, and they're playing defense, they're a tough team to stop like we saw in the early parts of the summer.
How important is this win, looking forward to Hyannis and YD and Katuitt later this week?
Well, and I think you look at this Orleans squad, there's been some highs and lows to start the summer. The Birds obviously went on that stretch where they didn't lose for 8 or 9 games. They won 5 in a row. Now they've lost 6 before winning tonight. So I think that win itself stops the negative energy, any of things of that nature, that I think they've held pretty nicely together. I mean, any team that loses 6, things are not going great. You haven't won in a week. But I thought the Birds did a great job to stay composed. They got some new guys in here who have really lit a spark in certain areas. Jacob Hurtubise won. Even Isaac Esqueda, who, wasn't necessarily part of this team the first few weeks of the summer, he's come in, he's pitched well, and he won this game for the Birds tonight.
He was fantastic. It seems like a recalibration for the Orleans Firebirds tonight. We're going to recalibrate our post-game show. We're going to do musical chairs again. Thank you so much for coming on, broadcaster Josh White. So what you're going to do, he already knows. We've talked about this before. Alec Hendon and Koki Riley are going to come in. Alec, you're in charge of getting the other chair. You're going to go to the outside of me because it's time to welcome in the writers, the beat writers for both teams. Around, Alec, around. Come on. We have not done this before, everybody. Everything is okay. Here, Koki Riley of the Brewster Whitecaps team writer, Alec Hendon of the Orleans Firebirds team writer. That's true, but we're on the summer. Koki, I'll start with you. Isaac Esqueda was fantastic. Tanner Murray was fantastic. Zach Britton was fantastic. For you watching on from a different lens, what did you see from the Orleans Firebirds tonight?
I saw Tanner Murray was a really confident hitter at the plate. I saw Isaac Esqueda. He was incredible for Orleans today. I mean, it looked to me that Brewster's bats were just mystified the whole game. I just talked to Jamie Shevchik, the Brewster manager, after the game, and he said that the Brewster's offense didn't really have a chance in the second half of the game because they were just so mystified, and they were also really tired of just standing out in the field after those long innings from Chance Huff. who started today for Brewster, and yeah, it was just a weird game overall. Yeah.
It really was, and Alec, will turn over to you. Kind of on the other side, I know you were talking to Zach Britton. Just like you said, Koki, it was a weird game. This was a game that was so slow, and then Isaac Esqueda comes in and bop, 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 bop. 6 innings just like it's nobody's business. Alec, from the Orleans side, you talked to some of the players and coaches. What's the vibe like?
It's big. Obviously, the 6-game losing streak is over. But you mentioned Zach Britton. I went to him first because Jacob Hurtaby's got some pub with the broadcasters, deservedly so, because he was on base 3 times in the first 3 innings and scored runs. But Zach Britton, he gets a double to get the Firebirds on the board in the bottom of the first inning after Orleans starter Adam Seminaris is rocked for the first time we've seen all season. Brewster gets him for 2 runs, and it kind of feels like, oh, here we go again.
Rocked in Adam Seminaris terms.
Exactly.
You know, he still pitched a good game, but it wasn't what we have seen so far in his first 4 starts.
Absolutely. Very good clarification there, because that is important. He has been exceptional, but Zach Britton, he gets a couple hits, including the big RBI double that gets them 2-1, and then he scores, and Orleans obviously wins the first inning. They take the 3-2 lead that they hold on to for the rest of the game, and it was big. And I was just talking about Esqueda a little bit to Kelly Nicholson, the Orleans manager, and he said, I didn't want to get too analytical and nerdy, but he said, he's got a high spin rate on all his pitches. And I was like, Kelly, I really appreciate that. That's a little something different.
Thanks.
So even though he's not throwing harder than 84, 85 miles an hour, it's moving. Kelly said it's impossible for him to throw anything straight, and when it's in the strike zone, it's pretty hard to hit, and Brewster saw that tonight.
It was an exceptional game on both sides. Brewster really played a great game. Orleans played a fantastic game. It was well needed. You guys, we're going to go arms around.
Yeah, arms
we're
around.
We're going to close the show. Thank you so much to you two. This has been the Bird's Eye View post-game special. 6-3 Firebirds. 6-3 Firebirds over the Whitecaps. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, get off.
We don't like